to XM Studios. I am Ang Singh, and my boy Ben over there is about to drop the best updates y'all have ever seen in your life. I'm going to tell y'all what this is not going to be tonight. This is not going to be us making excuses for anything. That ain't what we're doing tonight. What this not going to be is us talking about how we were in the past and all of that. That's in the past. What this is about, it's about giving y'all the update you deserved years ago. We're about to let you know where your product is, when you can receive it, and what we got in the future. Those are the three things we focusing on. Everything else is just noise. So to start it off, starting tonight, look into your emails to your favorite distributor, and if you pre-ordered Galvatron, that shit should be on the way right now. Check with your distributor and see if you got a tracking number, because this is how we doing it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. All you Galvatron Transform fans, we got y'all. Boom. Now that that's out the way, Spider-Man, Star Wars, all of that other stuff we got cooking for y'all, we gonna have y'all updated right now. See that list? These are the dates you guys can expect those. By the end of the year, all backlog will be cleared. XM ain't playing with y'all fools anymore. All backlog will be cleared. Y'all hear me? All right. And we got some studio updates. We're about to announce our new creative director at XM Studios. Give it up for Franco Carlissimo, ladies and gentlemen. Franco Carlissimo will be heading up our creative frontier going forward. We are not playing with you, Sideshow. We're not playing with y'all anymore. We also want to let y'all know that we included the rights for Squaresoft, and we're going to bring you 1/4 Final Fantasy figures at a reasonable price, lady. We ain't messing with y'all today. We're not messing. XM is coming back for that top spot. Move that little Venom out the way, Anthony Mestis. XM. All right, ladies. That's how I wish it would have went down. Unfortunately, that's how it will happen. So to bring you the truth, we got an awesome panel tonight, all the way from the west side, best side. Oh shit, he rocking his flag. He's saturating right now.
XM is coming back. XM is coming back. Oh, sorry, wrong shirt. Wrong shirt.
Nice. In another freaking house, ladies and gentlemen.
Blue pill, AK. Blue pill.
What we do, ladies and gentlemen, the Bronx bully himself, Savage. Don't let the sweet Jerry curl fool you. Give it up for AK-47 is the mother freaking tool. He in the house tonight. He ain't playing. He ain't playing. And ladies and gentlemen, when there's rogue activity, you gotta put that signal up in the air and have Chris send down a rogue to handle the situation. And we got one of the best rogues in the building. Give it up for Billy. I'm sorry, that was excuse me for just Hernandez. I got copyright strike. But we got Billy Rios tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Billy. How y'all feel doing today? So if y'all wait, before we enter that,
great. Doing good.
If y'all XM's been going through it. They had an update with the homies RaddTitan over at RaddTitan on YouTube. Y'all need to check that video out to have full context of the situation and form your own opinions. Because what we're gonna do tonight is pretty much we watched it. Most of us watched it, if not, some of us at least scanned through it. I watched the full thing. We have some thoughts, and we want to talk about what XM delivered. Was it enough to restore that XM pride, that XM faith, that XM that XM just straight up passion that you used to feel when you heard their name and you'd be like, oh man, you just thinking about an XM piece. Did they restore that for you, or are we back to the same mode? We're gonna talk about that, but first we got to figure out how this panel doing. Critical Mass, how was your week?
Great. No major problems. All is well so far.
What was the race of the hottest woman who got on your bus this week?
Asians are high up there.
They're top tier.
High on the food chain.
They're
high,
top tier.
Rashid would be proud.
Nice.
He even saw some Cambodian, so I think he'll be very happy with that. And
that's cool.
Did you know that? Did you know they starting to get thick? They are.
They are. Hey, I'm gonna see Rashid. I might still see Rashid because he's up here chilling he's in North Carolina. I don't know what part of North Carolina.
Okay.
But he said he's hunting for you.
So if I know he found me.
Cripplers.
He found me.
I'm hunting
but I know
cripplers.
how to count the Tims, bro. I know how to count the Tims.
You know your city. You know your city. He don't.
You need that shit for the concrete jungle. Tim, they don't know how to run in grass. They don't got grass in New York. Speaking,
can you run?
We got grass in New York.
I'll just run with some grass. Tim's gonna be like, oh, shh.
Hey, I've never tried to run in Tim's. Can you run in high grass for Tim's?
Hey,
you can play basketball in Tim's.
You can play.
Hell yeah. You run on a treadmill with
I don't
Tim.
advise playing basketball.
I grew up with Converse.
You can do everything in Tim's. They ain't just for stomping people.
Hey, I grew up with Nikes and Converse.
There you go. I grew up.
Oh, and Wallabees. Did y'all have Wallabees back in the day?
Yeah, Wallabees. Wallaby Clarks.
Yes.
You could do the New York City Marathon in Tim's. You could do that.
So matter of fact, you could do your. Yes.
Oh yeah, no. Some of the best athletes are sponsored by Timberland. It's not Nike over in New York. They just be like, yo, you see my new custom Tims? It's ridiculous.
My new Tims.
Nike. But if you wear Nike, it gotta be white uptowns, and it's only because you're going to a nice formal event.
Yeah. Uptowns with the suit.
Exactly. Speaking of New York, how you doing, AK? And what was the biggest rat you seen on your way home from work today?
Shit, the rats in New York are about the size of city cats.
Yeah. I know, right? Sometimes you can't tell. You sit around and be like fucking strange.
Listen, they keep their distance. I keep my distance. We all coexist together.
Yo, and one of the smartest people I know, because he has access through the Holland or Lincoln Tunnel to get straight to New York if he wants to, but he can ride that shit back and go to New Jersey, where it's nice.
Nah, he takes
clean.
The boat. He takes his
yacht.
He takes his yacht.
His yacht
all the way up, all the way.
The yacht
Jersey coast, all the way to the Hudson River.
Yeah,
straight to the stadium.
Oh man. What is it? Spirit of New York over there? I think that was the cruise ship that I went on out there.
What? What? It just takes you up to the Hudson, like up to the GW, comes back.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. It goes back.
It's like, we're just gonna turn around now, folks. And
you ready to go on this cruise ship through the Hudson?
Yeah, there's one that goes under the GW and keeps going up to the Tappan Zee Bridge, and then it turns around up there. You gotta pay a little extra for that one, though.
Dude, well, we got mother freaking Billy Rios is in the house. How you been doing? How's life now that I be seeing Chris's pictures, and he seems like he's having a ball, living life?
Yeah, man, he's living it up. That's definitely a bucket list trip for I think most people want to head to Paris and stuff. And you know what? He's him and his family are huge Disney people. So is me and my wife and my kids. We love Disney. My family loves Disney. I got cousins that live, 10 minutes from Disney, so we're always there. He's always there. Eric B and his family, we all love Disney. So we're a little jelly right now that he actually is getting a chance to check out Disneyland Paris.
Paris.
Yeah.
Dude.
So
Paris,
yeah. So,
but do they have their grilled cheese sandwiches?
I don't know, but he texted some pictures. He posted some pictures at the Eiffel Tower today. So
man,
yeah, he's
nice,
living his best life.
Did you know that the Eiffel Tower was considered an eyesore when they did it with that exchange? Well, I forget what the name of the exchange. They used to do exchange way back in the day, where a culture exchange or something like that. And they did the Alpha Tower, and people were like protesting, like, get this ugly thing out of our city. And now, fast forward, is like iconic. Like, you gotta go visit the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, they should have kept the Statue of Liberty, because didn't we get that from France, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
they
did.
gave
Yeah,
us that.
It was
hoe.
a gift.
That was nice. That's it. I heard they wanted it back.
Backsies.
Yeah, you ain't getting it back, bro. That's it.
She green now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
She ain't used to be green.
we wore the copper off that
turned.
bitch.
Mhm.
We wore the copper off that bitch.
She got all the sea salt and shit. Yeah.
I know. So yeah,
I'm
we're gonna
doing
say
good,
what's up
She's
to the
well
people,
seasoned.
and then we'll get right to the topic. So yeah, RaddTitan Cross XM. Ben sat down with Alex. Got to answer some questions. I think Alex did some a really good job with some follow-ups. But I just think on XM part overall, we could just say what our general thing is, and then we could go line. We could hit the topics. But overall, I think there was nothing nobody could do, no matter what show, platform, whatever, if that was the message all along. Like, there was really nothing concrete for me to be like. It was more of like, yo, we still dealing with the backlog, and here's what happened. But I don't think that's what people are wanting to hear. Alex even said, I don't think people want to hear that. And it sucks because I root for XM. I want them to succeed. I love the product, but this ain't it. This wasn't it. I don't believe. I don't feel any more confident than I did before or after that conversation. And that's just my general thoughts, and we could dig in deeper why. Critical Mass, what were your thoughts after watching it?
I'm still thinking on it. A lot was said, but then there was a lot that wasn't said.
Yeah.
And then I'm really a fan of XM, so I really hope that they come back. And I'm still going to defer to wait and see before I start throwing axes at them and burning torches, you know. And you know, I don't want to just start talking shit and just because, you know, I want to have facts.
No, that's a different, and that's why we're gonna go in on
behind my shit.
Yeah. No, that's why we're gonna get into what was we can pull out that was like, if we could pull anything substantial out of it, and we'll talk about that and see if how we feel after the fact. But yeah, how about you, AK?
Yes, I watched it, the first 55 minutes of it. Still got like the last half hour to watch though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't got skin in the game. I don't have any skin in the game. I don't have any. I don't own any XM. I don't plan on buying XM.
Mm-hmm.
So it really didn't faze me.
I got you. So
the only thing I did get, and I kind of understand, is that yes, now the pandemic's over, all those people that were buying stuff, and I'm buying stuff. So the pre-orders are drying up, and they have to hit their mark in order to get it made, and they're just not reaching the mark, and they're extending the pre-order window. So I kind of understand it. But that's about it.
Word. No, I appreciate this. I love the fact that you're able to identify that. Hey, I don't have a skin in the game. I'm not an XM customer. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to add on it or subtract. But here's some things that I picked up that are universal. Like I like that a lot. Billy Rios, are you invested in XM at all?
No, I'm with AK. You know, I don't have any pieces on pre-order. So actually tonight, you know, I like to hear from the people that do have stuff on pre-order and see if what was said was enough for them. You know what I'm saying? Because they're the ones who count when it comes to this.
Absolutely.
If that's the case, where's Dion?
Yeah,
Dion here to get his
Dion.
Guys like him.
Dion with his 10K.
Yeah. I know.
Well, actually, he said he got that back, I think, right? So
he said he got
that back. But
okay.
You know, I mean, the first thing out of his mouth was COVID. Well,
yeah,
it was COVID for everybody.
Yeah, and we're gonna get not right
just
into
you know what I'm saying. So
I mean,
how much of that is an excuse? Sideshow wasn't moving the way you were. Prime One went through COVID. You know, Iron Studios went through COVID. Tweeterhead went through COVID. You know what I'm saying? So saying the first thing out of his mouth is COVID, I was just like, revert back 3 years to the pandemic. Here we go. And that might have affected them, but everybody else seemed to pull through. But okay, so listen, I thought Alex did good job for what it was. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
don't think anybody else would have done any better.
Yeah.
It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
The fact that they both had papers in their hands, and yes, they explained why they both had, because there's a lot of topics. And I mean, I was okay with Alex having the papers. He was the one conducting the interview, but I would have felt a little bit better. It kind of felt rehearsed to me because Ben had papers too. So he kept reverting down, speaking, you know, and it might have been all to keep track, but since you're trying, this is your first time we're hearing from you in so long, it didn't push me to trust, you know, it was just wasn't a good optic. Let's just put it that way. Right.
Yeah.
Now, right. So,
okay.
but I get why they did it. Okay. And then, you know, it was like listening to somebody reading me a mission statement or something that they like a memo that they had put out. There wasn't anything that I kind of wouldn't have figured out anyway. All right, you know, the pandemic and there's a backlog and, you know, we couldn't get stuff made. And the one thing that I felt was genuine was when Alex asked him about the silence. And he was just like, hey, we didn't know what to say. So we didn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Which
was a take.
We had nothing to say, and then the situation just got worse and worse, and we didn't know what to do. So we didn't say anything. Okay, I think that was truthful.
It was truthful, but that also says a lot, right? Because of it's sort of like it's a clutch moment. And you got hit with the deer in the headlights, like, you know what I mean? Instead of clutching in a time when
a lot of times you get. I mean, when you get in trouble as a kid, you're like.
Cool. So those are all super valid, and I agree with a lot of it. The paper stuff, I could totally see where people like yourself come from with the optics thing. My whole take from it is that I just don't know if it was Ben's notes. You know, you had Alex's questions, and was those his questions, or was those Ben's notes of stuff that he needed to update on? But together, it just looks like I'll read this question. Now you read this answer.
It kind of reminded me. It kind of reminded me like a school play, and they both had their scripts. You know what I'm saying? Like you say your line, I'll say my line. You know.
Yeah.
And that's not on Alex because he's conducting the interview. He's supposed to have notes. I would have felt better about what I was watching had the person who the questions were being fired at it seemed a little more genuine. He'd be like, shoot, go. This is why we're here. You know what I'm saying?
No, yep. So let's pause there because I think all of us got a pretty dope take on like how they feel about the general sense of the interview. And then we're gonna say what's up to the people in the chat, and then we'll dig deep. The people. Let's get some music going.
Real quick question. He mentioned that Galvatron will be coming out. Is that something that you would be interested in?
Do you have
the problem? We'll get into it because we'll talk about it.
We can talk about it later.
Yeah,
I just thought about that
because that it doesn't. What they needed to do was Galvatron will be released this month, this date. You know what I mean? Followed by this. I needed an update on the backlog. Like the backlog is the backlog, meaning if they were ready to come out and say, we're ready to update you. And this is why I'm saying this is XM's communication still and not the platform they chose to deliver on, because that doesn't matter. Like information still gets to us regardless of who. So it's sort of like it was more so that they chose this time with like, okay, here's the situation. And still there was a lot of we don't know. And the backlog is still, we gotta, before we even move forward, we need to get through the backlog. But there was really no sense of that backlog having a sense of control of that backlog. It's still all foggy. The backlog is still foggy after after that interview. And so I think that's the problem. Like if it would have been, Galvatron will be released in September. September 14th for Crippler's birthday. Galvatron will be released and it should be shipped by September 14th. Then it'll be like, holy shit, that's what I'm talking about. There's enough time for me to plan. There's enough time for me to get excited again. Don't mention quarter anything to me. You know what I mean? I don't care. Quarter.
I don't care about your quarters.
I don't care about your quarters. It really needed to be like a presentation where it was, let's first tackle the backlog. These pieces we announced on this date, don't give me no noise about what happened, what could have been in the past. This is when these things are coming out. Boom. I think that's all it really needed to be. And I don't think there was much of that, but we'll get to that. Let's say what's up to the people.
To the people.
You gotta put on that. Well, put on that music. Yo, where's our music at? There it is. Bum, bum, bum. I mean, y'all could have been rocking with anybody tonight. Y'all could have been playing your video game, your little video game. Y'all could have been watching some little movie. But y'all chose to spend your time here with us tonight, and we are grateful for that. People like Venom Tech talk about Let's Go is in the building tonight. Mr. Kennedy doing double duty, chilling with that. Your vision, double time in the house tonight, saying what's good. Have a good show. Thank you, my brother. We got Rob Stealth in the building, creeping through the fog and the smog. Tell you, yo, what's up, good peeps? What's up to you? And one of my new favorite people in the community,
Battle Cat.
Give it up for Battle Cat. We rock with that brother backstage, yo. And if anybody ever want to do that, like reach out to us and hang out backstage, you got to know him. You got to see his collection. You got to see what you know when you meet a good person. Oh my God, movie room.
Cool,
you know, I'm working on my movie room, so thank that brother for giving me some inspiration, because I got some light bulbs going off after I seen his.
Right? The snack drawer, the popcorn drawer. I was like, yo, what the fuck?
The way that you can save space by creating space by leaving the walls flat, almost like when you do your speakers and put them in walls. You can do that with your statues and just sort of have that room and just create a really elegant display. But my words ain't gonna do it justice. Y'all gotta see that homie's collection, bro. Shout out to Battle Cat.
Aren't you glad you haven't started doing any work yet?
Oh yeah, no, like, cause I'm like literally like I'm like, oh, let me load down this music. Yeah, because I'm like in the midst of it, dude. We got I'm talking about like already got like the floor plans and the wall plans. So like there's some things that I did that really want to build inside the walls now versus like pedestals down the aisles. I'm thinking of going more like Brother Battle Cat. Keep it in. That's gonna save so much room and keep the room spacious. Because what I was worried about too is cluttering up the space, because I want it more spacious than clutter.
And if you do that, I recommend mirrors behind your statue.
Nah, this ain't no freaky hotel with water beds, bro. Get your mirrors out of here.
You think that's the dragon? Fucking Mr. Han over there with the mirrors.
This fool said, yo, I want a mirror on the ceiling too.
I want mirrors everywhere.
With a heart-shaped water bed. We got Jesse Hernandez in the mother freaking house tonight. Shout out to Jesse. We got El Fuego himself, Venom Tech. We got Ledge Limited Collectibles, aka the Legend, aka Connie's Finest. If y'all don't know who Connie is, y'all got a statue con. You get the deets on Connie. If you guys go out there, it's a hell of a time, dude. It is a hell of a time.
Guarantee Ledge got a beer in hand.
Ledge, you guarantee Ledge has a beer in hand. We got Earth 742 Edwin Diaz in a mother freaking house saying, yo, give it up for Edwin Diaz in a mother freaking house. We got No Sheep. Yo, Ben has some words for JC too. We're gonna get into that. Ben has some words for JC. I'm just gonna cause like beef, antagonize the situation.
We got beef.
Just a little bit. Some extra drama.
Extra beef.
No real beef there.
I heard what you said.
We got
in Prime One we trust.
Beef.
In Prime One we do trust.
Easy there.
Double beef.
You could trust Prime One to give you a bomb ass 1/3 stash. Ladies and gentlemen, He says, I think I need the blue alien up for pre-order today. Yo, your wish is my command, bro. What you got to say less? I got you. We got Theodore in the mother freaking house saying, what up to the c.o.c? What up to you, Theodore? Appreciate you being here tonight. Critical Man doing double duty. One of my favorite brothers in the mother freaking community in the house, X-Men exclusive, who be vibing with us, playing video games with us, be unboxing with us, is in the house tonight.
I played flag football in Tim's and was intercepting everything. You see that?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you just different. Yo, you also unbox on a soft ass bed. So there's a lot of people, you can do a lot of things a lot of other people can't do.
That's why he's the X-Men world
Just in your DNA. It's just in your DNA. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan Kiefer. If you haven't seen this dude,
the original AK.
The original AK. Do yourself a favor. Google his collection or go to Facebook and find that boy's collection. Treat yourself to some inspiration.
You won't be disappointed.
Treat yourself to some inspiration.
Treat yourself.
Yo, that's what I love about the hobby most, dude. Is just also seeing other people's collections and being like, I will never get that statue, but I do love the idea of this, and I love how this is displayed. Oh, I do like that lighting. You know what I mean?
Like, it looks good in their collection, but I know it doesn't look good in mine.
Yeah,
I can appreciate that it does look good in your collection.
Yeah. I love that. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Gamoya JP Gaming, who was putting an end to all of those hackers that came and hacked us last week. Him and AK
that was wild.
Yo, that was like, what was happening? I froze. I didn't know what to do.
Yo, they were getting that distracting.
If you think that was funny when it happened, you had it. I mean, I was watching it. It's like AK goes, who are all these people? He's like, yo, what's going on? When did we ever have 60-some people watching? It just started getting. Then I went in the chat and it was just blasting off, just crazy.
Yeah. That's why I don't think
report. I was like, they're doing this, they're doing that. Get these.
He said, yo, how about I like and subscribe while you're down there hacking? We got plenty of room down
while you're hacking, give a like and subscribe.
Exactly. Yo. You gotta sit there and take over. Hit that like button, goddammit.
Yeah, no, right?
Do something while you're down there.
X-Men telling the people to hit that like button. Hit it if y'all like it. Don't hit it if you don't like it. But we appreciate it either way. We got
like button.
The queen. Fuck that. The king and the queen of art prints in the building. If y'all want some suggestions, I ain't even fronting too. I don't want to send a bunch of people her way because, you know. But I will say she has a beautiful eye when it comes to spacing on your walls, how big something needs to be, so don't look like it's going to be like swallowed up by the wall, or don't overtake certain things. Little things that I don't even think about that she'd be like, boom, boom. And then also help me with my frame for my Transformer one. My one and only, I got 2 art prints, but I love that thing to this day. And she helped me get it. Also, like, actually I didn't know what an AP was. She was like, artist print or proof or something like that. So I was able to secure that. So yeah, all that CC, one of the most helpful people in the community.
Like cripplers and
yeah, that was cool. That was cool. She's very informative.
Yep. You know who else is also? But she also says, when it was first built, this one guy hated the Eiffel Tower so much he ate lunch. Oh wait, he said he ate lunch there every day. He hated it, so he ate lunch there. Dang. Hey, but yeah, there's a lot of people who, like, yeah, I just was like, Eiffel Tower, like, I just want to do a little history of it, and it was just like, yeah, it turns out like nobody liked that thing. There was, yeah, but now it's one of the most iconic pieces, objects in the world. So
in the world,
man, y'all don't know what y'all talk about, or Paris, wherever y'all.
Still ugly though.
That's one ugly bitch.
Ugly ass Eiffel Tower.
You know what it is? It's not a building. There's no offices in there or anything.
Yo, get a better landmark, Paris.
Yeah, man. It's just some steel beams they just put together, right?
Because it was the only place in Paris where you couldn't get a view of the actual tower.
Yeah.
Dang, son. Yo, we got Nilson Ortega in the mother freaking house tonight. There's Battle Cat again, saying what up to the people. Eric saying what up to the people. What up, c.o.c gang? What up, Eric? In the motherfucking house tonight. We got Grifter 81, son. Yo, there's like 81 grifters, and we got the last of its kind in the motherfucking house. Ain't no more grifters after this. They perfected the grifter.
You gotta be a Gen Xer.
They perfected it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a vision and you're not sure of it, contact Your Vision at Your Vision. Your Vision at
YourVision.com.
Can help you discover your vision today at a low price.
You don't know what your vision is? He does.
Yeah, exactly. He says, I see, I can see it that way, Billy, since you put it out that way. I thought about that when I was watching it. Yeah, for sure. Edwin Diaz 714 says, if Galvatron has 6-month timeline, then it comes home enjoyment. That's what I'm talking about. But they don't even clarify the timeline for it. Like, yeah, I left there the same way.
Yeah, you went in.
You walked in.
I walked in.
You walked into the meeting
indifferent.
It's like
you walked
like
into
going,
the union
it was like going for a
with the same
2-year associate.
information.
You walk in and you walk the same way.
He spun the roulette wheel. He spun that roulette wheel and it landed on 6 months. He was like, you know what? Fuck it. All right, 6 months it is.
6 months it is.
Yeah.
You get like, 6 months. You get 6 months.
It's like your favorite rapper or your favorite single artist, right? You know, they're back in the day, they were on fire. Like they got nostalgic hits. And you like, yo, it's 50 years later or 20 years later or whatever it is. They got a tour. You go see them. And like,
y'all ain't got it no more.
What the fuck? Has your voice always been like that? Like,
raspy.
You ain't what I used to know.
You're not the hip hop artist
Man, we got Billy Rios in the house. He is spending his time here with us tonight, and we appreciate it, doing double duty. So give it up for Billy motherfucking Rios. We got Ryan in the building saying, agree, Crippler, they should have had more concrete answers. It wasn't like this was a surprise interview. Especially since Ben had the paperwork. He's like, yo. No, I agree. Yeah, that's my biggest thing. Like, it was like, I wish, you know, everybody think they could do everything better than somebody with hindsight. But nah, son, I would have been in there and be like, yo, we ain't talking to nobody until we can hit them with dates. You know what I mean? You already not communicating. A month or two, you are in a bad place. There's only so far to the bottom you can reach before you reach the bottom, and you touching that bottom. So stay there, wait at that bottom until you have a firm date for at least 2 to 3 of your statues, and let the distributors work with the distributors to be like, yo, if you ordered this piece, you're getting it in this time frame. Guaranteed. Don't give an exact date because exact dates are tricky, but this time frame, you are receiving that piece. Look out for constant updates from this point of where the process is. Boom. And then and move from there. And then talk about the future of XM, because right now, we can't get past the backlog because we still have no answers for the backlog. That's the biggest thing that came out of it for me. He says, XM lost the script, damage control interview, nothing against RaddTitan. Yeah, and everything we talking about here, bro, is, y'all know I fuck with RaddTitan. I love Alex, I love Gio. This ain't about, like I said, the content came from XM. The message came from XM. Like, you know what I mean? There's only so much. The RaddTitan was the platform. You know what I mean? And for that, they went over there. The thing is, I would focus on...
I gotta tell you, okay. I actually almost felt bad for Alex that he went all the way over there and these were the answers that he was being given.
And and like I said, I'm glad he got to go out there.
Yeah.
Because like it's just fun seeing statues and going to the gallery and all that stuff. But yo, like, you know how many elaborate presentations are done way better than that online these days? We talking about with Prime One events, we talking about Sideshow events, all of this stuff, right? They I feel like they needed to reintroduce themselves, not live in the past where they still in the mud. They needed to get out that. They needed to fuck it. It was like literally just be like, yo, there is no way. We're not here to make excuses. Shit happens. When it rains, it pours. No matter how many umbrellas you buy to prepare, you never know when you get that sleet. No matter how long you get those tarps to try to defend against the sleet, you know what I'm saying? There's always gonna be something else. So we're not gonna dwell on it. Shit happened. We got caught off the ground. Here's what we're doing going forward. I wouldn't even address none of that warehouse stuff. None of that is related to the people's product in hand, and none of that eased anybody. What happened, no one cares about, believe it or not. Only the people that, you know, farm in drama and salaciousness is the only people that really care about that. But the people who really wants an update on stuff they got pre-ordered and really do care about XM as far as their statues, their investment, whatever the case may be, none of the stuff that they focused on helped that. At least for me, I can speak for myself, for somebody who had three pre-orders to recently with them, you know what I mean? And so I'm like thinking, okay, this might be the time where I better hurry up and figure out where I'm going to pre-order again from, because if they announce this Galvatron that's coming boom boom, I'm getting it. I really want Galvatron. It's a piece that I need. Need, right? Nobody needs shit, but I need that Galvatron in my life. But anyway, let's get through this if we go. Low mother freaking key collector in the house. I don't get to talk to you enough, bro. You gotta get me on something. You do, I gotta get you back on here. But yeah, I love talking to you. Calvin, aka Low Key Collector. Bats in the Belfry. Say what up to back girl for me. Back to the Belfry. He says, I've been playing Legend. I've been playing Elden Ring, Night Ring. Are you playing on PC or console? If you're playing on PC, let's rock. Get on my back. I'll carry you through that game. If you're playing on console, there's no crossplay. So no, she says, Sam, I need your daughter on my. Oh, I seen that right when I posted, and I didn't get to look at the video yet, but I want to look at it. Though. All I know is it's a 4-player Marvel fighting game by the people like Arc System Works, who did Dragon Ball Z and the Blaze Blue series. So I'm a huge fan of them.
8 characters. So I mean,
how many characters?
8.
There's only 8.
That's what they showed in the video. So I'm like, okay,
there's gotta be. Anyway, I don't know shit about it, so I can't even talk at it. But I'm excited to dig deeper in it. Venom Tech Kamoya, we got the homies. We got Nelson. He says, I gave the quarters of when. Oh yeah, he says, I gave the quarters of when the backlog will go out, but of what year? Let's see what happens. Yeah, like quarters. Because the thing is, you can only use quarters once a quarter, but your quarters keep turning into new quarters, son. And all I got is pocket change to show for it. I need dates. Not quarters.
I
don't need my pockets jingling. I want freaking dates so I could be like, yo, I know XM fucked up. There's nothing more than I want to do is be like, yo, XM been through some shit. Everybody been through some shit. But yo, their comeback is crazy. Galvatron this day. People who wanted Spider-Man this day. Oh, the new Star Wars they announced coming. They look crazy. You could tell they got their art game back. But when you use words to say you got to show improve when you could have showed improve instead of using the words, you know what I mean? Anyway, I think y'all know how I'm starting to feel about this. Good boy. Open up that random box and you never know what. I butchered that. He deserves better. He said, yo, hit that random button. You never know what Korean is going to pop out. And we got the best one here tonight, folks. Random Korean in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up, homie?
We got to pause real quick. Yankees win 4-0.
Yankees?
Yep.
No Mets? Mets not playing?
Yeah.
Mets, the real New York team? Chase Stadium? That was Strawberry Dwight Gooden?
No,
They don't
you
play
want
no.
me to Carolina
Henderson?
bitch ass? What's wrong with you?
The one with the real New York colors? Light blue, baby? No? Oh, wait, y'all them Yankees. Oh, y'all those Yankees. Yo.
The Mets are the biggest fraud in baseball.
I'm sorry you had to get I'm sorry you had to catch that stray, Billy. It's just he hates a Cyclops, and I don't really have no stake in the baseball
How do
team
we get to the Mets from Cyclops, though?
because, like, it's something he loves, Yankees.
Oh.
So, you know.
He's got to
I gotta
strike.
push
He's got to
his
strike
Which
when he
Cyclops
can.
is this?
Crippler's
He
just mad
hates
that
all
Cyclops
Cyclops.
is a
He
bitch
thinks
ass.
Cyclops is a bitch.
You don't hate
Yeah.
the stat. You hate the character.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
do not like Scott Sumner.
Nope.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah. You know, this is his
We
opinion.
all got things we don't like, you know?
It's not that he doesn't like it. I can appreciate that he doesn't like it. He goes out his way to say he's a bitch ass, and I'm a bitch ass for liking him. See, if I don't like something or he don't
Hey,
like something,
I didn't call
It's
you a
all
bitch
good.
ass, but if you want to take
Yeah,
it
but he
there,
calls
all right,
me
fuck it, you're
he
a bitch
calls
ass.
me a bitch ass for liking a bitch ass. That's
No.
where it's like it gets
You're being a
kind of.
bitch. No, you're a bitch ass for being a bitch
Leave
ass.
us alone, man. Me and Cyclops just chilling, enjoying each other's fandom. You know what I mean? He's a fan of mine. I'm a fan of
log. How about that?
his. Battle Cat in the building. Critical mass again. Well, let's see. We got Lucky Lex in the mother freaking house, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, every time I think of Lucky Lex's name, I think of Lex Luthor. WCW. Y'all know it. Big Papa Pump in the building. Figure come in the mother freaking house tonight, ladies and gentlemen. What it do? What it do? What it do? What it do? Hello, gents. We didn't talk about that Venom yet. Is it a banger? We're gonna find out. The panel's gonna let us know for sure. That's another thing. We'll talk about that later. Yeah. Jose Alicia in the motherfucker. Diane says I'm late. Yo, you ain't late. We ain't even get started yet, homie. We ain't even get started. There ain't no party without Diane in the motherfucking house. You know Diane gonna feel away. That fool said stage a pre-planned or organized interview or a show. Damn, he read it.
Damn.
Diane would get
straight from Webster, huh?
Yo, Gio, he's still popping shit. Let me know if you want me to I'll get him on here with y'all. I want to orchestrate the boxing match between Gio and Diane. Yeah.
I don't want the pause, Gio.
You don't want to see that.
I seen Dion in real life though. I seen Dion in real life. I'll just leave. I seen him. I seen.
You seen him, but I don't know.
Seen him. Dot. Yo, never love for Dion. He said, "What up to Kiefer?" Vision says, "Ben Dope took part of the interview to the factory so we can see some shit." Oh yeah, like if they're like that's what I mean, yo. If I was working for XM right now, and everybody can say this because everybody want to be a quarterback statue collector owner. So I'll do one today, yo. I would have exactly what I would have done, Vision. I would have been like, no excuses. Here we go. Here's what we got coming up. Here's when you can get it in your hands. Hold us to it. If something happens, because things could happen, we will be the first to update you and give you an update. We set up our new alert system. Look at that.
He can't do that though because he doesn't have those answers. They don't have those plans.
But there lies the problem. How can you build?
Yeah, of course. That's why.
Exactly.
There goes the problem. That's why we didn't get the real answers. That's what you wanted. That's what you were gonna get.
Nope.
He doesn't know.
There was exactly. Like the still going through the backlog and not having answers for that broke me, to be honest. Let's see. Let me see. I'm just scrolling down to make sure we ain't got no. Jose Elise is joining us tonight. Appreciate you. We didn't ban Jose Alicia today. We got E-Man in the motherfucking house, and we got 616 Edwin Diaz in the motherfucking house, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's
They'll be in the same astral plane together because the universe will implode. Too much greatness in one
no
reality.
touching of the tips with those two.
Right. So thank God for
No
being
touchy.
Get right in there. Let's slow this
Touchy.
music down, and we're gonna go step by. We're gonna peel this layer back slowly but surely. But before we do that, we have to acknowledge that our president of the United States is traveling right now. Oh man. Every time I go to give him an intro, he leaves. He just leaves. He'd be like, yo, I'm ready to come in. Then as soon as I'm about to click it, it disappears. But nah, not this time. Ladies, get him before he goes. Rush in the motherfucking house. Live from a remote location from places unknown.
He's at a. I just thought he was aboard Air Force One.
Son. Yo, how does it feel to be around grass, yo? You know you ain't got that shit in New York.
Man, it's dead as hell out here.
Yo, this is the place you come to raise a family.
Hey, yo, I want to make a statement. Can I make a statement?
Please do. You want full screen for this? You want blah blah?
Nah, no full screen. No full screen.
All right.
No, actually, you know what? Yes, full screen.
Let's go. We're about to pop off.
Check it out.
Mm-hmm.
For those who are selling in the buy, sell, and trade, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is for all collectors. If you are selling a statue and somebody pays you, get off your ass and ship out the statue. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand for somebody, you pay them and you take and the seller takes their sweet time shipping off a statue.
Yo, you know you want that statue.
Now,
I'm not
gonna blow nobody up, but I paid somebody last week. Everybody know I've been waiting for a bishop statue.
Did you play him with cash or did you pay him with like I owe you? Because sometimes brothers be like, yo,
I don't play nothing of that.
All right, so
put something on it,
but
put a little bit on it.
But you know, I hit a couple of you guys up. Billy a couple people, and I paid this guy.
Oh, it was Billy.
I paid this guy.
Statue, yo, Billy.
I paid this.
Billy out?
No, it's not Billy. I said I told Billy. Billy knows about the situation.
So
I paid. Stop. Look, you guys always want some controversy already. Look at that.
Hey,
we live for controversy.
So listen.
We live for the beef.
I paid this guy last week, and I understand people work and everything else, but when you get your money, you should that statue should be ready to ship in no later than 3 days. You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about.
That's being generous. I don't care about your workload. I don't care.
You're being too nice. 3 days?
Yeah.
I want my
I don't care about.
I
don't care about. You ain't got no groceries in the house.
Yeah.
That got nothing to do with
take your kid to the park.
So,
you signed that contract.
And you know what's funny?
My cat needs to go to the vet.
You know what's funny?
We don't know about
the guy finally ships the statue out. And he lives here in North Carolina.
Well, why you trying? Oh, wait, let's go pick that shit up.
Not, bro. Do I look like I get on the plane with two? Do I look like I get on the plane with 2 boxes? So all I'm saying is, if you're selling a statue, get off your fucking lazy ass and ship out.
Right? Who said that?
Nah, but if somebody pays you. Somebody pays you your money and you get your bread, get off your ass. I don't care if you got to dig in a storage unit. I don't care if your kids.
What if he hears this and then don't send it to you because now he butthurt?
I got his address.
Okay.
And I got my people down here.
C.O.c. does offer ski mask services.
So all I'm saying is,
want to get it the fast way?
All those
ski mask. I'm saying, let me know.
All I'm saying is for those who selling a statue, don't be lazy. If somebody pays you, don't take your sweet time now that you got the money. Get off your ass and ship out the statue. That's all I'm saying. Because it's annoying that you get your money and you say, oh, now I got my money. I'm going to take my sweet time shipping out a statue.
Yeah.
No.
So when we talked about this the other day, Rushy, and I think this was 2 days ago, you were already very, very frustrated. Have you since reached out? Have you since reached out to the buyer?
Yes, and as me and you was going back, me and you was talking earlier today when I land here, I said to him, I said, yo, my man, do you at least got tracking? And he got the nerve to tell me, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm taking the boxes right now to UPS. So I'm like, well, you taking the boxes
the minute that
now?
the label is made, you should have the tracking number.
Yeah.
He just gave me the tracking today.
So you have your tracking.
I literally got the tracking.
I want some drama for clicks, bro.
I literally
please tell me it's John. Is it John the Everyday Collector? Because we could do it back. Then we could do some beef.
Well, John lives in Canada, so that's probably.
Oh shit! Damn it!
I literally.
Who else?
I literally got the track in.
Is it Batman statue collector?
And I got it.
He's in Paris right now.
And he lives in Kansas.
Chris is in Paris. It's Chris, isn't it? He's in Paris. Let him enjoy his vacation, bro. He'll get it to you when he gets back.
No, but I'm just saying for real. If you selling a statue, that statue should be ready no later than 3 days. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because then why are you posting it?
Etiquette.
If somebody paying you right
after
now,
you take the pictures, you should box it up in anticipation of it selling thereafter. You know what I'm saying? So
and then I'm not gonna be there. So I said, give me the tracking number, because now I gotta call UPS and let them know to hold the package because I'm not gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at this guy as he's sending me stuff like, yo, bro, you shouldn't even be selling anything because you can't get shit together to send it out. You know? So
So do you just have a label created, or did it say on the way?
He just
That's what's up, Eric. Let's do it. See, we got our NC. Yo, NC shooters ready to go, son. Let us know.
He told me Saturday. It should be getting there Saturday.
Wait. So he did he drop it off at the place?
Yeah.
Okay. So
he literally showed me the package.
Oh shit! It's Piggy. It's Piggy. Yo, Piggy.
Half an hour ago.
He showed you a label was created. Now, if he dropped off your package at a UPS store, UPS has a certain cutoff that they do pickups there. So
4 o'clock, baby.
Yeah, 4 o'clock. Most time it's 4 o'clock. So that means that it's gonna sit there till 4 o'clock Friday. So your package doesn't get moving until UPS, a courier, actually
picks it up.
Brown truck comes and gets it.
And you can know because you still have you'll have the tracking, and it'll just tell you like
it'll just say dropped off.
Yeah, dropped off.
Right. It's not gonna say picked up. When you track it, it says we have your package, and then that's when it's moving. You know what I'm saying? So you probably see it next Thursday or something like that. Wednesday, Thursday.
Because he's in North Carolina, you know, and
it's not that far.
It's D-Rock. It's D-Rock.
No, it's not D-Rock. But I was trying to, I was trying to be like try to change the leaf and come off a different way. But I'm like, why do I have to come off ignorant for a mother effer to give me my damn statue? It don't make no sense.
When did you pay him?
Since last week, Wednesday.
All right, so it's been.
You had your money a whole week.
It can't be a broke back boy.
He's had your money a whole week.
Exactly.
Is it a broke back boy?
And he had a weekend too, because if it was Wednesday, he had that weekend.
Yeah.
That
football him a Switch too, and he's playing Mario. He's playing Mario Kart too.
Can I make another announcement, please? Can I make one more
announcement?
Yes, sir.
I don't understand why Crippler has a phone number, and you text him and you call him, and he doesn't respond.
I hate that shit.
Until you're on a plane, until you're on a plane and you land, and he's not there to. He's not there to pick you up from the plane.
Hate that
airport.
Left you stranded.
That fool.
I would like to say a double FU to Crippler of the c.o.c.
Damn, 2 F's.
Did you have the Uber, Rashid?
No, I got my people down here, you big dummy. I just said that. Didn't I say that?
Oh shit, yo, he's straight up Fred Sanford you. Thanks for catching that.
Sanford me.
I appreciate you jumping in front of that bullet for me, Critical Mass, because he was going in on me. He was going in.
I ain't gonna lie, I was halfway listening.
Allow me to retort. All right.
Get that fool.
Darth Rashid. Let me tell you a little story about
now, you big dummy.
Rashid. I'm about to get in a chair for my Dominican lineup. Shout out to the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicos over there. I'm about to get in the chair, right? He texts me some personal stuff. Boom. And I'm like, all right, I'm about to get in this chair. The dude like, pop. You know how they dusted off and cleaned it? Ready to go. Whap. And I'm like, he gets me right when I'm about to get in the chair. And I'm like, yo, I'm about to get in the chair. I'll hit you right back when I get in after I get off the chair. Boom, zoom, lined up. Right out the chair. I gave him all the information I could possibly find.
What that got to do with you? What that got to do with you meeting me at the airport? What that got to do with you picking me up? I'm in your town. Okay. Listen, all right. Hold on. I'm in your town.
See, that's what happens when you let somebody fucking hell let you talk.
I'm in your hood, bro. I'm in your hood. I'm in your town.
Yo. First of all, did you check in?
No, I have to check.
Did he pay a tax?
Check in when you come to my motherfucking hood. You can't just come to NC without checking in.
I don't check in nowhere. Any shit I go, I don't check in.
Yo, when you go to Cali, you better check in with Critical Mass. Make sure you.
When I go to Cali, I do not check in.
I'm kidding. Yo, long story short, then I texted him. I ain't hear nothing.
Because I was on a plane. I was on a plane.
No, this was yesterday. You wasn't on a plane yesterday. You was on a plane today. I texted you that shit way back. Didn't hear nothing of it. Then I'm sleeping. And then he's like, then I wake up and I wake up late. I wake up at like around 10 and I had a meeting to go to. So I get up and go to my meeting and I was like, I didn't even know I don't even have his name in my phone. That's the first time I got this dude number is when he needed something. Start there. Start there. So then I get this full number. Right? And then let me get off big screen. I get his number. All right, then I'm like, I wake up, didn't know the names of random number, and I'm like, okay, let me work. Then I'm like, oh, this is Darth Rashid. He's like, yo, I'm about to hit lunch because when I was doing a presentation, so I couldn't be on my phone. Like, yo, I'm literally running the meeting. So I was like, I'm running the meeting. And as soon as I got done with that, I hit him up. I was like, where you at? Did a thing, blah, 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 blah. But it was too late. And I apologize for that. I wish I would have known it was you that was calling me in the middle of the night while I was sleeping because I would have rolled out of bed for my brother, Darth Rashid. But anyway, nobody cares about that.
Triple full of shit.
Yo. First of all, we gotta address this controversy because c.o.c's been going through it. Critical Mass has a big beef with AK that I didn't know about. They almost came to blows. Yo, Billy,
that was crazy.
You had to see that.
Yeah,
that was crazy. Like they were attacking each other like before the show even started. Yo, I'm like, what's going on? And then Darth Rashid coming at me, and I'm like, yo, I ain't the one though. I ain't the one though. And then, no, I'm just kidding. Anyway, let's get back. I don't know if you got a chance to watch RaddTitan.
No. Don't try to sweeten that shit up. You ain't the one. Listen, I'm in your hood, man. Pull up, man.
Yo, did you find out how far it is from me? I'm in Raleigh. Where you at?
It's about you about half an hour. Pull up.
Crippler, you gonna let him talk to you like
what we doing tomorrow?
You gonna let him talk to you like that?
What are we doing tomorrow? It ain't like we could go out. There ain't nothing to do out here.
I know.
Applebee's. You can go to Applebee's or something like that.
Yeah.
Applebee's. What the fuck?
What's that? Applebee's.
What you got? What you got? Chili's? You got Chili's out there?
Yeah, Chili's. Anyway, so we're about to go through this. RaddTitan did the interview. Let's dig deep. The first thing that was asked, I don't know if you got to see it, Darth Rashid. If not, we'll update you because this.
I watched a little bit, but
right, cool.
I just saw look like his mouth was watery and looked like he wanted to cry. I don't know. Yeah. So the first thing was, why have you decided to do this in person? Right. That was the first thing that happened. Right. And then the answer was, now is the right time for XM to address everyone. We are prepared to go forward and iron out any issues with the collectors. We are here to give you an update and we also here to give you an update on the next 5 years. Thoughts on that right there? Like right up. They are fully prepared right now, right off the jump. But I didn't see that at all. Right? So it's just like fully prepared to me is the stuff I mentioned on the top, but it's like, yo, we fully prepared. We figured out our pipeline, our distribution, our factories, and our backlog. And here's every issue we ran into. We spare y'all the details. Y'all don't need to worry about that. What y'all need to worry about is this statue that you got pre-ordered is coming on this time frame, this one on this time frame, and by this time all of our backlog will be cleared and we'll be looking for the future in 5 years. When you open up with a statement like that, that's what I was personally expecting, and I didn't get that. What did you guys think about that opening? Then to repeat, it says, now is the right time to address everyone. We are prepared to go forward and iron out
any issues with the collectors, I don't think you can do that if you still have questions on your backlog, like it, or still don't have any dates. You're not ready, in my opinion. We are here to give you an update on the next 5 years. Then their update on the next 5 years is that we're not focusing on the next 5 years until we're done with the backlog. You know what I mean? So it's just like, no matter what was the question you asked, like Alex would have asked there, it's not on them. It's for XM to deliver what they know they need to deliver for us to gain the confidence back, right? So the question was opened up, the great question to open up to figure out what we're going with. It just, I don't think that answer was sufficient. And I don't think anywhere throughout the whole interview did I personally get a satisfying answer to how they going forward and how they delivering these statues to the community. And
you see what's
I
crazy,
never got
though,
the sense of they being ready. Go ahead, Billy.
Well, he said we're going to work on the backlog, right?
Yes.
How many people who have had pieces on PO for so long canceled, backed out? I mean, I was one of them. I had the White Knight Joker. Dan Default had the White Knight Joker. We both got tired of waiting. So how many other people got tired of waiting? So you're working on this backlog. Who you shipping it to? Most people canceled. So I mean, if you're still waiting, let's say on that White Knight Joker, that I think Art did the prototype back in like 2022 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Here we are going into, we're halfway done with 25.
Yo, he did that when he was black before he turned full tie. When he was from NC, because he's from
black tie.
That was a long time ago. So you know what? Who's really waiting on these pieces? So you work on the backlog, and what, you're gonna sit on this product?
Yeah, I agree with that. How about you, Critical Mass? Did you get anything from that? Were you satisfied by that answer that XM gave to the question? Why have you decided to do this in person, like right now? Because honestly, this could have been something they could have posted. Like that, this could have been posted.
Some of his answers almost seem like a sidestep.
Yeah.
More so than a direct answer. And like I said, a lot was said, but then a lot wasn't said. So it's like, are we getting it? Are we not getting it?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just really, I still have faith in XM that they're gonna come back. Maybe that's just blind hope.
Yeah. So for me, I want like nothing more than them to just become a force again, because I think, like I said, it's great for competition and you know how that goes. But I was hoping to get some sort of energy and motion in that direction from them, and I honestly didn't move an iota. What do you think about that, Dafrashi, when he asked, why have you decided to do this in person? And they said, now is the right time. Right now is the right time for XM to address everyone. We are prepared to go forward and iron out any issues we have with the collectors. We are here to give you an update on the next 5 years. Do you feel like you got anything?
I mean, in my opinion, I think he was trying to be as real as possible when he said they was going through a rough time. And I don't think they wanted to tell people what was going. I think they was hoping that things was going to get resolved so they can kick out things, but it just didn't. So that's like us saying we're going to come out with a Constructive Outrage show by next week, and then we all in disarray. We trying to get it together. Next week doesn't happen, then it happens again. So unfortunately, because what customers wants to hear that when they got pre-orders, and at the same time,
money.
And do XM want to lose those customers, lose that money that they had on pre-orders? No. So they're going to keep stringing you along until those orders was getting out and stuff. And I think they figured that they was going to get those orders out on time. I just want to see XM come back. I think I want to see all these companies come back straight up. Shout out to ECC, Elite Creature Collectibles, because I think they're coming out with some hard stuff. unique stuff that not everybody has, and I want to see more competition. You know, I want to see this. I don't want to see just one company rocking. I want to see a lot of competition. So I'm hoping that because I ain't gonna lie, when I saw that interview, you know what I kept saying while I was watching it? That war tank behind him, that shit is hard.
War Tank B though, not that No Frills A cheap welfare edition version of it.
No, but when he was talking and he had those pieces up, and I kept saying, I said, that war tank is bad as a mother. And I said, I forgot I got that shit too.
He like, I wish I had. Oh, I do have that.
Rashid got so much shit, he forgot he had it.
That's an example. You ain't lying, bro. And that's an example of I want to see XM make it. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that type of heat made again. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my man Billy Rios, because he did bring me my Detective 1000 that I only paid little money for. So shout out to Billy Rios for doing that for me, brother.
Would you say it was a crackhead?
I owed you one. No. Like,
let's talk business. Let's talk details of this deal. I'm just kidding.
I mean, listen.
How much crack was it?
Yeah, it was only like, you know.
How much Lady Gaga?
My triple beam broke, so you know I just ended up just giving it to him. I was like, yo,
look. He comes to my house right early in the morning, but he said he's gonna be there at 6, and he was there with his son. They were looking like two bank robbers. I
just told you the ski mask way. He loves
the ski mask way.
But
Little
he
Rios
comes in with
playing.
the statue. Look, he comes with the statue with the styrofoam and it's open. I said, you unpacked it? He said, yeah, I had to put it in the truck. So in my mind, I'm like, why you unpack my statue, man? Who told you to do that?
Damn.
My statue.
He said, he thought I had it like chilling in the front seat or something. No, you know?
Yeah, man. Yo,
I didn't tell you could touch my statue after I gave you the money.
Yo, he had the shipper folded. He had the art box folded. And then he said, "Nah, because I want to make sure it was good." So I made sure I checked it. And I'm like, now I feel like I feel like he violated a woman that I was dealing with. You know
yeah,
she looked good too.
You gotta watch out
without your permission,
women, bro. Billy, and it ain't gonna be Billy's fault. You know what I mean? You gotta blame the woman. You know that's how it is. Your statue.
She could have said no.
Your statue didn't want to leave Billy.
And you know, the only thing I could say about
that art box got more pieces than it did before.
When I saw that Detective 1000, I kept saying, yo, I didn't think this thing was that huge. You know what I'm saying? Pause.
Did you set it up yet or no?
No, man. It's still sitting in my living room.
Yeah, I can't wait to get that. Yeah. All right, AK, did you want? I know you said you're indifferent. Did you want to say something? You said no. All right, cool.
I mean,
it is what it is. The next question is, what were the root causes that led to production delays and reduced output? His answer was COVID. Pretty much, it was COVID. He also said low pre-orders. There was low pre-orders that had them worried. And he says, and they would have lost money on each piece sold during COVID. So I just feel like this goes with everybody dealt with COVID. You know what I mean? And a lot of people dealt with it better than others through different governments around the world, through different companies around the world. I love my company that I was with because a month before that was happening, we was already preparing to make sure we could work remotely, and that's when we were going in. And so, like, we was like, this could be nothing, but let's plan for the worst. You know what I mean? Plan for the worst.
No, but you know
at the end of the day, we gotta ship this motherfucking game. You know what I'm saying? So we can't be stuck and not be and miss a deliverable, regardless of the situation. So you got to make sure everything you could control, and you could control making decisions based off of predicting. A lot of companies. Go ahead, Rashid.
Let me to cut you off, but did you notice what he said? He said, I think when he said about COVID, remember he said we noticed a lot of people wasn't buying. He said like it was like a decline.
That was the opposite, I thought, though, right?
Yeah, I thought people were home just spending all their money.
Yeah, that's what
people started spending money and creating YouTube channels.
I'm sorry. After COVID, after COVID, he said that's like when COVID was over. and people started selling their statues because now they know they wasn't getting no more free money and stuff like that. Just like the comic book industry. If everybody check the comic book industry right now, this is the perfect time to buy comic books. Everything is down, but I think once COVID was over, no free checks was coming in. Everybody started selling off their stuff, and then I think they wasn't buying as much. So then they had to drop the edition sizes and stuff like that, you know. But it was just like the stock market. But I look at XM like they was going good with the stock, and their stock crashed, and they're trying to build back up their stock. You know?
But see, that's the thing. Like, COVID hit everybody equally. Some people were able to. I feel like, if we're being honest, I think pre-COVID, it was when the quality started going down. I guess a little after, when you started getting the Sinisters and stuff like that. People were already talking about the decline before like any physical situation hit, right? People were already like, they're not really feeling the same right now. And I think that's due to the exodus of talent, and I think it's the exodus of or just the way we ran. I wasn't in the building though. I take him at his word. You don't want to sell sell statues at a loss. You can't sustain that. But
let me ask you a question.
A long time. Go ahead.
Right. He said we weren't going to ship statues because we would take a loss.
Take a loss on each statue sold. Yeah.
How did Sideshow do it? How did Prime One do it?
Oh,
you're not
raising
the
their
only
prices.
statue company that went through COVID.
Raising the shit out of their prices, but hey,
listen. I mean,
but they could have done that too.
Yeah,
right?
My shipping went up.
But yeah, like, I agree with your point. Like, or what you like, they're different size studios. We know. I don't know. Like, Tweeterhead got hit in a certain way. Queen, like, their statues all that got hit in a way where I don't think they really recovered from their peak during COVID, and I don't think they've been on top of their game for a bit.
Prime
like
One?
Tweeterhead. You know, Tweeterhead is someone who
but that's a small mom and pop operation as opposed to XM Studios. You can't compare.
You don't think
Tweeterhead
XM is? You don't think XM is small? Like
it might be smaller than Sideshow, yes, of course, but it's not Tweeterhead.
Yeah,
Tweeterhead is almost like a one-man show.
So like I know if I had to just go from optics without having any data of who's the biggest or whatever, I do of course Sideshow #1 biggest as far as like employing the most people, the most product, period. Then followed probably by Prime One, and then I don't see anybody. I don't even see an XM up on that level as far as like.
Where would you put Iron Studios in that?
Iron Studios is huge. I think Iron Studios over XM.
Yeah, because they sell a crap ton of those 1/10 joints.
Yeah.
They just pump those out.
Yeah, I put an Iron Studios. PCS probably under that or like equal to that. And then I'll put an XM maybe. Like I don't know if I'll put XM all the way up as far as being that big, but I could be wrong.
It's funny though because you're putting them all the way down here, but a lot of the grails in the hobby are their statues. You know, like it was. I mean, it said on the box, a privilege to own, right? You know what I'm saying?
But like, I think that, there's a difference between quality and quantity, though, right? There's a difference between quality.
Well, their ESs were always low. You know, 300
exactly.
Yeah. So it wasn't like they ever had 1,000 or anything like that. They never did that.
They never did mass market, and that's what I mean by their size. It's just sort of like they never were like you're never gonna get 1,000 ES with them, right? They were always very small, quality focused, boutique style.
Yeah, I'll take them as word that COVID was an issue and they got hit hard, but I still feel like some bad decisions were made somewhere in the mix of all that too.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. Like, I think that's where I was going with it. Is more of that. All of these people got hit to different degrees, and some of them are impacted worse than others. I don't see anybody got hit with it, and it impacted more than XM right now, because we're talking about somebody who was quality-wise and sort of like the way people felt, the passion behind their products was top number one for a lot of people. So for that sentiment to be all the way at the bottom now, you know what I mean? It's like literally, and we're not talking about quality of stature. We're talking about communication. We're talking about lack of product. We're talking about like everything you used to do well, you just don't do anymore, right? And so like
they don't do anything anymore.
Exactly. So like, so to come in here and just say COVID is not enough. No. You know what I mean? Like you did not have to. At that point, this is when I said you don't have to address any of this until you're ready to come out with some shit, because like none of this matters and none of it moves the needle. Like none of it moves the needle. How about you?
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say I saw in RaddTitan. I just went to their chat and I saw somebody say, screw you, been saying F you and XM, give me my money back. So I kind of understand what you're saying. Like people don't want to care. Even I feel like some of us gonna have empathy for whatever, especially if you want to see XM make it. But some people, like you said, they don't care. They don't care.
People money were tied up.
I don't think they don't care. I mean, I just think they're frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Like, how long it's been? You know?
Well,
I mean,
I
got AK said we don't have any skin in the game because we don't have anything on order with them. I want to hear from people who actually still have POs. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was said today enough for you?
Ask that dummy Dion. He
Dion doesn't. Dion canceled. I canceled.
He got his money back
3 weeks ago. I canceled, like right after the tariffs hit.
Well, he's still a dummy that had a lot of money. So
a dummy with a lot of money.
The fact that he canceled, I can speak for Dion right now because I have his permission. I license his likeness. I can do whatever I want with Dion.
Because he's right seat too.
Yeah, no, Dion.
Don't disrespect.
Like just like Dion, because I agree with him in the way that, like somebody like Dion is not going to cancel all of those things. He loved those statues. He loved everything he pre-ordered. You could only string people along when you're dealing with their money for so long. So that's why, like, Rashid be talking and just having conversation, and I'd be like, yo, I get that we want XM to be it, but that doesn't, I still not going to be like, ignore all of the bad stuff because I want them to succeed. It's up to them to succeed. You know, it's up to them to give us reason for us to be like, yo, XM is still the bomb. Because right now it's used to be the bomb and they haven't been the bomb in a very long time. So I'm not going to keep treating them based off of stuff they did like 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, because right now is when you have people money. Up until recently, you had my money. Up until recently, you had Dion's money. So I'm not going to sit here and just be like, oh, they're still the best company. They are far from it. They're not even in a conversation right now. Like that. And it's based off of action, not off anything else. Everyone can say that they loved XM and appreciate XM and own their statues and think they're beautiful, because they are, and they were especially doing some of the best work in the industry at that time. But you can't equate that to 2025, because show one piece that they delivered in 2025, 2024 that warrants us talking anything but how we talking about them right now. It's like they need to change that narrative with action. It ain't up for us to be like, well, you know what? I still want them to succeed. That ain't my job. That's my job. That is up to them. And we'll be happy to praise dope shit because we love dope shit, and that's why we do what we do. But they ain't giving us, they're not even giving us a crumb at the moment. Shout out to CMP in the mother freaking house, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all wonder if Ang Sang will give us that pit now. Get him while he's vulnerable. Get that pit. Shout out to MTEL in the building. All right, next question. I don't think that was satisfying. I don't think that goes back to the first question where he was like, we're prepared to go forward and iron out all of the issues. But he's also giving us the reason why there's delays and all of this good stuff.
Did he say that? All right. So did he say that this Iron Man and the Spider-Man and everything else is going to be going in production now? Or
we'll get to that. Like we're gonna go. Okay. We're going through all of it, and then when we'll get to that, we'll get an update. But there is an update to that. Okay. He says the next one is, why have there been a lack of product being delivered to the customers? He said there was an internal debate. Should we produce products or should we cancel products? Like they just couldn't decide if they wanted to cancel. And this is another business decision. I feel like there's a lot of pride there. You know what I mean? If you're about to get into a situation where you might be bankrupt or can't deliver or lose money on every statue, but there's a pride saying we're not going to cancel, you know, what wins out there, right? What did you think about that, Billy? Because that was it's literally what there was an internal debate. Should we produce the products and take a loss? Or should we cancel?
No, I mean, if you cancel, are you giving everybody
their money back?
Right. Yeah. So you definitely could have went that route. I'm saying like, hey, listen, can't do it right now, but we're gonna give you all your money back. They didn't want to do that. So then you gotta produce it, and sometimes in business you gotta take a loss. That's it. It's especially if you want to, you know. I mean, now you've lost business, and worse than that, you damage your reputation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So take a loss, keep your rep intact, and then hopefully when things pick up again, you know what I'm saying, like you can double charge on this or up the price on that, and you can make that money back later on. You know what I'm saying? But now nobody trusts you anymore. Yeah. Yeah, and you can always make more money, man. It's hard to take stains off your name. You know what I'm saying?
Reputation is everything, dude. Everything. No, I agree 100%. I don't even have to give my opinion because that's pretty much how I feel right there. How about you, Critical Mizzle?
I'm good. We can move.
All right. How about you, Dark Rashid? They literally said they were stuck between like selling statues at a loss or canceling them. So that's why they didn't move. That's why they didn't do anything, because there was an internal debate on what should they do.
I mean, like you said, I think at this point of the game, they just gotta come and show and prove. Like people don't want to hear the excuses anymore. I understand he can't explain, but I want to see them just kicking out a product right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I think some stuff, I'm sorry, some stuff need to be canceled. Some stuff is a little outdated now. I think that Loki needs to either be tweaked or cancel that shit. You know what I'm saying? The Iron Man, the armor, was it the armor room or whatever thing? I think that was pretty good. And Witchblade, I think the Witchblade was coming out good. So whatever
transformation.
But there's some other things that you could tell they lost artists on. I mean, if they got rid of the artists that made them hot, they damn sure better get some dope artists, because I don't see them coming back if they putting out the shit that I've been seeing. You know, it's not as hot as XM used to be. You know.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Hey, I'm gonna keep moving, AK and Crit, and if you guys want to jump in, so I don't ask y'all each time. Y'all got anything to say?
Yeah.
All right. So what is the background story behind? See, this is where shit just went left, and I just don't give a fuck about any of this. This is just noise to me. But for the sake of doing its conversation, we'll bring it. What is the background story around the factory break-in? These stories were not fake. Factory. He says factory issues. Factory issued XM an apology letter. So it was like they were real. They were not fake. The authorities came in, investigated it. They did owe them some money, so they decided to raid and take all of it. But the factory boss was in the wrong and he got arrested. I don't care about anybody care about that. To me, that's the type of shit that, like, if y'all still dealing on that stuff that happened a year or so ago, that doesn't tell me. This is how I feel about it. It doesn't tell me about the statues that were pre-ordered an update on the backlog and what you got coming out that's going to make people, get excited for in the future. That's living in the past. That's continuing to play in the mud. And then I know some people probably want answers to this shit. That's not going to get me my statue. Knowing or not knowing about that is not going to get me my statue. So I don't care about that. But that's just me. What about you, Billy B?
Sound like BS to me, man. I wasn't buying none of that.
Yeah.
I kind of tuned out around that time. It's just like it's like when I bust one of my kids doing something, like, oh, what happened was what happened was wait, let me explain, right? So I was standing over there, and then like it just sounded I ain't going for it. Which it don't really matter though. You know what I'm saying? What did that have to do with you producing that stuff anyway? I don't know. Oh, but we figured we let them take some of it to offset the cause, but then they took more.
Yeah, like all of that stuff was pretty much just noise, and I think took away from them being able to have an opportunity to just hit hard, go bullet point if you have to. Bam, 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 bam. But all informative. Each one of them is a shot. Put to the collectors.
It makes a good soap opera drama, but it doesn't give me my statue.
Where's the rest of the batch of the Maestro? Do they have like the
They didn't mention Maestro at all, like zero.
Yeah, but the rest of the batches, because they only, every time I go on eBay, every fool trying to sell it for $3,000 because they ain't come out with more batches of it.
That's your vision, because he's trying to sell it to get a War Tank B.
Okay. But yeah, but I don't know. I want to see XM make it, but like you said, he should have came out this a while ago.
Yeah,
I think that you can't. Shout out to RaddTitan, nothing toward them, but you can't wait to just because Alex worked for you. He should have came out with this stuff. Waited too long.
Right, but he said, we didn't say anything because we didn't know what to say.
Oh yeah, he literally
more out of control.
I don't know.
It was just like, wait, why are we gonna say anything if we don't know what to say? And then it really got bad. And they were like, well, if we say this and we know we can't, produce on that, people are gonna say, well, why'd you? So it was more like, what? If we don't have anything good to say, we're not gonna say anything at all.
Let me ask you a question, Billy. Do you think that? And for everybody on the panel, do you think XM may have got too cocky because they was on a roll? I mean, because was the not of course I love the gallery, what I saw, but was the gallery necessary? Did the gallery cause financial? I mean, were they not respecting their artists?
I've heard other people say the gallery could have been part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. They did talk about that. They did bring up the gallery. We can go to what
they definitely probably got a little cocky, but I just think some bad decisions were made too.
And where they is one of the bad decisions. Them
could have been the gallery.
Not just that, but the main important thing, were they respecting their artists? That's the main important thing, because let's say if Sideshow disrespected Martin Canali, what's my man that's been killing it with that cash is all on his nutsack.
Daniel Bell, aka.
What if they disrespected Daniel Bell? What if they disrespected a lot of the artists? And then if those artists left, their work wouldn't be as up to par. So my thing is, has XM been disrespecting their artists as well? Because the business side, but you also, if you're not respecting your artists, and you like. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I firmly believe that the talent that brought us all of this stuff is no longer there.
Well, Daniel Bell's not there.
We know Daniel Bell's not there, but there's people that talented are not sitting around, and you're not producing anything. They're not there. You know what I mean? Like they're not there. Like period. Right. And so like they mentioned that they got a new creative team. So they didn't mention, think about the wording. If they know they can lean on a legacy of some of their hits. Dark Phoenix, War Tank, not War Tank, even though War Tank too, Hulkbuster. They could have easily said, you know what? We brought back some we locked in some of the talent that brought you this. Like, if you want to encourage, like, that's the first thing you do, marketing PR 101, is being like, the people that gave you this stuff are locked in. They still here.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't mention anything about, they kept mentioning new things and AI. New things and AI. That doesn't instill trust in me, like, at all. You know what I mean? Because the new team, I'm open-minded, but you have yet to prove yourself. You're a new team. You're not XM. You're a whole new team. You just got XM in your name. You just got the prestige of the company. But what made that XM prestige is no longer there, right? And so I'm open to them being revitalized and coming back. But I don't just assume because you stamp XM on a new creative team that they're going to be XM. You know?
Yeah, I agree. If they're not, if this creative team, like you said, I've seen too many creative teams on a new comic book, and it went from dope to crash. So I'm letting him know right now, if his creative team ain't ain't better than what he was putting out, he's wasting his time. They might as well close shop.
Yeah, and I know a lot of your favorite people that are doing stuff, that did stuff that you love for XM. Mm-hmm. They're still working, and you're probably seeing they shit that y'all like. Oh, they did that. Oh, y'all quick Google and look. Like, you can see, you can go look up like who did Weapon X at them, who did the Jean Grey, and then go to their art station, and then look at what they're doing now. You're gonna see a lot of Sideshow. You're gonna see some Prime. Like, there's people out there working. They're not there in XM like that. You know what I mean? And that's not hyperbole, and that's not speculation. That's just real talk.
He needs to understand that I'm telling you, if his new team is not doing the War Tank and the Hulkbuster, Dark Phoenix, Magic, all that stuff that they've been coming out with, and the quality's not there, that company's not going to last. You know what I'm saying? I think they should have humbled themselves. Sometimes they think that, oh, we don't need you. We can find artists anywhere. Not all the time. Not when you're trying to make money off of this stuff and do a business. You got to respect the artists. Respect your artists. So.
Yeah, cause I'm trying to find oh, here it is right here. He goes like this, and I'm skipping down just because it matches where we're flowing with the conversation. It says, the art direction for XM, Alex asked, the art direction for XM is not what it used to be since there were some internal changes with the company. And then his answer was like you know, how he's gonna fix that, whatever. His answer was, we got a new exciting team in place. There was we brought back this person who worked on this piece and leveraged that, you know, that love for those products. It was his answer was, we got a new exciting team in place, meaning, who knows? They can be fantastic, and I'll be happy to give them the benefit of the doubt, but they haven't proven anything under the XM banner yet for us to really be like, oh, shoot. And then this one that got me, you might have heard of our new head of our exciting team, Mr. AI. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. AI. Because he didn't say that, but he was saying like, yo, the team is empowered by AI, and I get it and all of that good stuff, but yo, if their designs are being like concepted by AI, and that tells me a lot. You know what I mean? That tells me a lot. Future's AI, yeah, whatever. But if your new exciting team is being powered by AI and embracing AI, it's, and you know, people are gonna think one way or the other. It's good for workflow, whatever. But he specifically mentioned they use it for art too. And at that point, it just sort of like, hey man, I can do that.
Powered by ones and zeros.
Hey, I can get me the dopest art engine in the world, son, and be like, yo, I want Cyclops standing over all fucking AK's favorite heroes, just stomping like this. Them. And I'll get that thing in 5 minutes, and then get it 3D printed.
The Crippler with his
I can't paint it though. How about she paint it?
Ones and zeros, binary.
Yeah. No, Carl tell you like he says that the AI take made me react like, are you serious? Like that's what people didn't get. Like, think about, and this is and even when if you guys go back and if you look up any of the interviews with like Daniel Bell or any of those guys, they know that there's a human connection to a lot of this stuff, and the reason they reach out and talk to people like us, because that's the human element. You're never gonna like the human element is mad important to creating like stuff that you're connected to, like period. You know, I'm not saying AI is not going to take over and AI doom and gloom or whatever like that, but I'm never going to prefer AI art over real thing. Like, especially when it comes to art. Art is the ability that somebody sculpted something and crafted something and draw it. You guys go to Comic-Con, get your artwork on your walls. Y'all don't just go to ChatGPT and say, give me a Batman and print it out. You know what I mean? So it's sort of like, if this is where I wish we'd have got more clarity on the AI and a little more follow-up on the AI situation, because to me, that affects how I look at you going forward. Like just period. Like full stop. I could be wrong, but what do you guys think about that? Because I'm not about to just be like, yo, I can't wait for the new AI joint to drop by XM. Like that's never gonna be me, dude. For me, that moves them way down. But I'm only speaking from the words that he said, and there was no clarity on it to go like, wait, you mean to tell me that you guys are fooling? Because he mentioned in there, he's like, yo, no, we from art to marketing to chat, like we fully gonna embrace AI. Okay.
Sounds lazy to me, man.
Yeah. You ain't my boutique XM anymore if you're doing that shit. It's just period. Yeah. Like, this straight up.
That don't sound boutique.
Yeah. He's like, the other says the company should foreclose. I'm sorry, they proven nothing. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not the one I wanted to read. But yeah, he's like, not trying to buy AI generated statues. Yeah, like all of that stuff. They need to pull through. The hobby does need the quality back. Make it right for these that PO website. Timed updates for each piece, delivery by the end of the year. I think if they would have done that, we would have been like, yeah, they would have been cooked. I would be like, yo, we fucked up, but that's all in the past. Here's the things we did to make sure that we're gonna deliver our backlog by this date, and here's some exciting things to look forward to going forward in the future. Anything else that wasn't supporting that narrative needed not to be mentioned or talked about or said, and was a huge waste of time for Alex and the company. You know what I mean? Because it's just sort of like none of that stuff is relevant and it's going to help them. And then he says, Nelson said, can we play with AI money? Yeah. But yeah, what do you guys think about that? If their art is going to be powered by the power of AI, does that change how you feel about purchasing statues from XM going forward?
If it's AI, I'll pass.
Can I say, you know what's funny? In the statue world, because I think it was Sideshow that made it a bit. I mean, it was people, of course, the community that made it about. They want to know who sculpted it. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I think sometimes Slifer talks about this. He doesn't care who sculpted it as long as it's dope. So even if AI does it, if it's a dope statue, it's going to sell. We saying we don't care, but just like how we sit there and we may look at a custom and we see pictures and say, yo, that's badass. If the product comes out dope, people not going to care that AI has done it. It does affect the artist, and it takes and it definitely kills the artistry and it kills the artist making a living. But I'm telling you, people are not going to care. But
no, the sad thing is, I do think you're right, but I'm with Comic Galaxy here, and the reason is like I get your and Slifer's perspective that if it's dope, it's dope, regardless if it was a robot or if it's human. My whole thing is the part of how they generate that stuff. So like it's like if you whatever you do for a living, right? They just ran you through an algorithm and figured out what would you do in certain situations and then fire you, but got your essence in your soul. That's how they go forward. So that's the reason why I won't support it. Not that it's dope or not, and I don't give a fuck who did it. It's more of like, yo, you stealing people's soul and putting it into an algorithm. And I just on an ethics thing is something that if I had the option and the choice, I'm gonna go with the pure tangible thing.
I think they feel that this is the only thing that could possibly save them. Like, listen, if all of you guys on the panel was my artists, and you was kicking ass and you was bringing in bucks, and now all of you are gone.
Yeah,
I don't care what you say. It's hard to find that talent that was making me money. So now, what am I going to do at this point? You know what I'm saying? I burn bridges with all of you guys. I don't know. I don't even know if they burn bridges, but right now I'm sure they have contracts with companies like Sideshow and everything else. So now, what am I going to do? And the fact that if he did say AI, or if he's considering AI, just shows you that, this is the only way they're going to be able to put out something fast enough to get it. Other than that, I mean, like, I asked this question before when we on CMP. When does a company actually say,
CMP Tuesdays, 8 p.m.
When does a company actually say, you know what, we kind of effed up, and when do they sit back and say, you know what, our ego cost us this company? Probably never, but it got to be one day they got to sit back and say, you know what, we would have still been on top if we didn't do X, Y, and Z. So
you're saying, will XM Bender need a Sideshow? I don't know. I think Ben has too much pride, dude. You can tell how we talk, and that's the thing. Like, I have no ill will for Ben, Ang, or any of them, dude. Literally, I'm not talking to them as people. I'm talking to them as business. You know what I mean? And I just think that from just listening to them talk, I think that they're too prideful, maybe, to do something like that. And then also, why would they partner with them? Just they can run their own AI if that's the route they want to do. It's like, yo, what algorithm you using? Oh, the Canali / Carlissimo together? Okay. Which one you putting on the base?
We're doing that Daniel Bell. We're doing that old school Daniel Bell.
No, GPT, can you get me a Martin Canali base with a Jorge Valera portrait? And give me 2 Daniel Bell arms, please. Fingers. Yes. Yeah, here it is.
Yes.
Voila.
Got it.
AI artists or AI voice acting for games. Honestly, as long as the end product turns out, you're looking good to it. Yeah. And I think that's going to be a lot of people's stance, especially if the prices come down with it. At the same time, I'm always going to have a preference, right? So like for me, like it's a double-edged sword for the companies too, because anything you could do with AI, I could do with AI, and more focused to what I want to do. There's nothing you could do with AI that I can't do with AI. I just have to buy the right algorithm. Like, so like literally, like I look at your concept, it's a dirty game, AI. I can literally make that with some few tweaks and changes. We all stealing at that point. You know what I mean? And I could get it printed out. Like it's literally like they say things gonna get cheaper. Piracy is gonna go up with it too, because literally AI is so resource, like it's so easy to, like, you don't have to feed them. You don't have to all you got, yo, you
no
gotta
paycheck.
go for, yo, what, how,
no 401k.
just computer. Oh yeah, Yeah, I could run multiple AI. I can run multiple
No medical.
algorithms.
You don't have to worry about medical. Yeah. None of that.
Uh-oh. Yo, Anthony, you trying to say if Aang doesn't come bend the knee, if he comes bend the knee, you would remove your leg? You move your hand from the kiss the ring?
You know, they were saying AI is gonna take over OnlyFans too. It's crazy.
Yo, freaking Billy Rios and Edwin Diaz be sending me these AI babies. He cracked me up every time they send me it, dude.
Like, so the AI could take over OnlyFans.
Say something else. Say something else. Yeah, I'll be bugging. All right, yeah. Let's get to. We don't have to spend much because it was pretty long. There was. Let me see where we were up to. We covered. Alex had a good follow up when he says, "What is the background story?" I don't care about the background story. He says, "Was the Transformers bust image staged?" See, all of that stuff I didn't care about. He says some notes that came from that was they handled QC internally. That is why there were only a few pieces. So it's pretty much a sort of like they have their QC, but they also, after they QC it, they bring them in-house for finishing touches and stuff like that. So those pictures was them with the finishing touches, not from the factory with the whole.
So why did he have an airbrush in his hand?
It was an AI error. The images were all AI in the algorithm. No, I don't know.
If you were bringing it just for QC, why do you have an airbrush? It looked like it was supposed to be like a production photo.
That's how the world's seen it, right? So it's like,
that's what I saw.
And I see, and the thing is,
fake news.
Yeah.
And it's another thing of why addressed. Why are we spending time with this? He ain't got no real answers for that type of stuff. He says, what adjustments have been made to assure a more stable pipeline going forward?
Nothing.
They have a new team in China that will have weekly check-ins with QC and the factories, and they're going to be pretty much keeping them up to date, and by so keeping marketing up to date, and by so keeping the community up to date and the collectors up to date.
So let me ask you guys. The interview dropped today, right? Interview dropped today.
Yeah.
What is your timeline for them? Like, how long you giving them before you guys are like, yeah, that was...
I give them no time because they gave me nothing to go off for.
So it didn't do nothing?
And that's the problem with the whole interview was, from the XM point of view and perspective, was because there was nothing concrete to reignite my trust,
right?
And give me motion.
I
want motion. I want like, okay, I'm willing to meet you halfway. I'm not like this, yo, and I'm not wishing for you to fail, but I'm also not going to be like, oh, I'm not gullible, and I'm not these type of collectors that gonna just believe anything marketing or somebody says, because you don't address how you're gonna go forward by saying by action, but then having this long ass interview with inaction.
Right, and you know what? That's sad, man. Because you know what? I think wasn't that the goal of the interview, so we can see Ben, hear him, you know, and bring the trust back. And from what was literally saying, from what you're saying, from what I'm saying, it just didn't hit.
Yeah, no, the thing is, I'm always for communicating, but I'm also for making sure you have something to say when you communicate and you're ready to communicate. And I just feel like they're so in the dark that they went too long in the dark, and they reached a threshold where people started having like apathy, like people just didn't care anymore.
They were just done. That was done.
Yeah, you reached that already. So now you got all of the time in the world, because we reached that. Nothing you do besides saying action, but not saying action is going to move that needle. So there was nothing you can say with words. I don't care if you had 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. There's nothing you can say with words unless those words lead to action. And what I mean by that is like dates. Here's what we're doing going forward. Here's when our whole backlog is going to be available and in your collector's hands.
Man,
and here's some new exciting shit that y'all ain't even ready for. Boom.
I want to see collectors posting their tracking numbers. Oh, got my shipping notice.
Yeah, you know? I got my shit. Like, yeah, I would have literally did like I would have been on some fly shit, dude. I would have been like, yo, remind people, was like, yo, shit happens, but
it's all forgiven. Galvatron's on the boat.
Yo, Galvatron's in the boat, and when you see that, I guarantee you it's worth the wait. Like I guarantee you, it's us at our peak. It's on the top of our game. You remember this person who sculpted this? He's now in charge of this. You know what I mean? There was no tangible names or anything of credibility tied to anything new they had, right? So there was no like this person who created Hulkbuster is now in charge of this, or this person who ran this phase is now in charge of this. It was the worst possibly thing they could say. They said it's a brand new team powered by AI.
So wait, so
it's nothing for me.
If it's a brand new team,
yeah,
and they're working on the backlog, then that team they have in place right now has nothing to do with the statues from the backlog.
Because that's all the business.
They didn't design them. They didn't pay it. So are they going to be doing those things first?
Yeah, exactly. Because they started off saying the business. We ready to go into the business part. We're ready to deliver to collectors. We're ready now on that business side, meaning the backlog. We figured it out. All you did was tell me was like, okay, we can move forward now. So we're going to start to figure it out.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, I'm sorry, that ain't do shit to move the needle one way or the other. And this is not somebody talking about, oh, XM sucks. XM's communication sucks. I could say that. I could say way they handle their business is not inspiring. And then the way they left this interview.
That's ridiculous. But
product is off the chain.
Yeah, man. So I mean, no, you could never say that. But this whole situation, I saw this interview the same way that letter that they put out however many months ago. Same thing. I was just like, whatever, man. You buying time.
Yo, another thing that they talked about was, let's see. Will you be continuing your business relationship with LBS? Yo, Ben went like this. He said, next time I see JC,
he said no.
Gonna be some furniture.
He better walk on the other side of the street.
Yeah.
And he's popping shit. Ain't gonna be no partnership. It's gonna be my fist partnering with his face. Bam! And then it was like, oh shit, he popped up. Nah, that ain't what really happened. But what did happen was Alex asked, will you be continuing your business relationship with LBS? Last design with LBS stopped with Iron Man. Definitely won't be any more new projects with LBS. And he says, when it comes to previous relationship, Jay felt, he naming names, dude. He's going direct. He's taking a direct flight to Jay right now, son. He's taking a direct flight to LBS. Yo, Jay, let me know if you need to borrow my shooters, my ski mask way. We got your back. But he said, he goes, last design, blah, 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 blah. He said, when it comes to a previous relationship, Jay felt that they did not want to continue with the QC services. So he was saying, yo, we at XM offer many services. When you subscribe to XM, there's many services that we provide as long as you have a credit card on file. But the moment that credit card's not on file and you say that you don't want to resubscribe to our QA services, you can't come to me when you have QA problems. You got to handle that with the factory. That's not what I'm saying.
And
that's what Ben was saying.
It kind of alluded to that a little bit with the paint issues. You say, hey, what you just said? Okay, you're not using our services.
I just translated it for for everybody.
But everything you came back down to, now everybody got these paint issues.
Cause he said, oh, we dropping names? Dang, them fighting words. I'm telling you, Ben was just like, yo, he ain't do no subliminals. That fool said, Jay wanted Jay he didn't want to pay for our exclusive white glove QA services. So I told him, go straight to the factory and get your issues resolved. Cause I ain't gonna be nobody's motherfucking middleman. That's what he said. That's the translation. That's how the streets would translate what Ben said right there. You know what I'm saying? Carl says, opinions expressed are solely my own and do not express the views and opinions of my employer. I just want to be clear. I'm just kidding. No, but that was the spiciest Ben could get in dealing with that situation without like popping off. But he was very respectful to LBS. He just sort of there was services that we provide for QC. Jay felt like he didn't want to use them anymore. And so when there was a problem, he had to take it up with the factory because he's not going to be the middleman or nobody's megaphone, I think was the exact words. But what do you guys think about that relationship to LBS? Is that's probably for the best, right?
Yeah, they need to do their own thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes we got to move on.
Yeah. I think that's like that.
With just ain't working out. We got to go.
Jay looks happier now. He looks healthy. He looks wise.
His skin is cleaner.
Skin is cleaner.
The acne's gone.
It's like when that girl was just like giving you shingles and shit because she was giving you so much stress.
Billy, when you get that stress acne.
Yeah. And then you leave her and you don't think there's a better world out there. And then you just find out it's like, oh man.
And all of a sudden your skin clean
up.
Your
skin is clear now. You're like, you make your hairline.
Your hairline was back here at first, but then you got back. Oh, my hairline is
got some of it back. Yeah.
That's another thing. LBS is a small studio, been through some stuff, but they still cranking out, updating, all of that good stuff. You know what I mean?
They're putting out more stuff than XM.
than XM right now. So it's like, yo.
Even if you put out one piece.
Yeah. And dude, there's so much here. We could go on, we could stop. You guys let us know. But yeah, but the general gist of it, I guess we could go to the updates at the end of I'm gonna give you guys a quick rundown of what's happening. It says, what improvements have been made to strengthen communications? Going forward, XM wants to be the most transparent company out. We have the new marketing team who is empowered by artificial intelligence to tell you exactly what we want to deliver to y'all dumbasses. No, that's not what he said. He said we just got a new marketing team.
Gonna be answering the phones too.
Yeah, the power of AI is crazy. It could do all of that. We have a new marketing team.
I'm answering your phone. How may I help you, Mr. Billy Rios?
It is fair to say that AI will be a cornerstone to every department at XM right now, based off the words that he chose to use in that interview.
Mr. Crippler, would you like your Galvatron?
Can I speak to a human? I could do everything a human could do. I could do everything. Ask me, what do you want me to do for you, Critical Mass? I could do anything a human could do. How could I help you? How could I
drop it like it's hot?
Look, I can transform into Scarlett Johansson, bitch. Now what? Now say something bad about AI.
I am Megan.
Ooh. Anyway, so they're going let me say, going forward, XM is going to be the most transparent company out there. Take that, Anthony M. The most transparent company. They said we have a new marketing team who will be handling communication. We launched a new website that has updates. Ladies and gentlemen, this shit is real. Membership tiers did not get demoted. They wanted to clarify that there was an issue where something went out from IT and demoted all people's memberships, which I'll buy that for $1. This was very interesting, and this is what I'm talking about. What is the impact of you? Alex asked, what is the impact of U.S. tariffs on XM and their customers? Still have no plan, bro. They literally don't have a plan for it. They literally going to wait to start the ship and then figure out the plan. There was no...
Didn't he say they will probably be hit by whatever China's getting hit by, if I remember correctly?
Keyword, probably, maybe, should have. There's no fucking plan for how they're gonna handle tariffs unless they're expecting the tariffs to be over because they ain't shipping shit for another 2 years.
I think you said probably China.
There was a lot of probablys and a lot of maybes, a lot of hopefullys there. What else? Yeah, there's still no plan pretty much. He said, which products are being canceled? No statues are being canceled. So if you guys got something, if you guys got something, then it's not being canceled. We still don't know when we're gonna get it to you, but it hasn't been canceled. Swallow your pride and cancel half this shit, and then focus on the stuff you can deliver, dude. That'll be my feedback. All licenses will continue. The Samurai line, Warner Brothers line, which is DC, Top Cow, Marvel, all coming in. Some 1/6 and definitely 1/4 line. Interesting note for my boy Gotham Cenobites, DC Metal line, which I don't think Terry was doing the XM version of those. DC Metal line is complete, so there's no more coming out of that. Alien Predator line is complete, so there's nothing else coming out of that. Godzilla line is complete, so there's nothing else coming out of that. Transformers will get a new design this year, so I'm excited for that. I'm fucking gullible. All of that shit I talk, and I'll be like, yo, new Transformer design.
By AI, AI, Transformers are AI.
Got the crackhead itch.
Yeah. Hey, dude, like I just wanted them to just swing it big, dude. Like literally, I want them to be like, yo, we got a Square Enix license, and we're bringing you 1/4 Final Fantasy characters, dude. Like, do something, dude. Like, everything they said still gets us to back 3 years ago. Like, even when you delivering stuff that's 3 years we knew about for 3 years. So you're either locked in or you're not locked in. But there's nothing new. Fucking Sideshow, and we could go right into that after this. Got another Venom. Got a Venom. And this is action. I don't care if y'all love it, like it, hate it, or whatever.
It's
Here's
coming
a piece. We generating, we producing. Boom.
By humans.
You know what I mean? I could put a face to the people who sculpted these shits. Yo, it's like, dude, I don't know. That's important to me. I don't give a fuck. I like that. I like to know that my statue was designed by artists and not something that I can do with my super technology computer. Yo, I got one of the dopest computers you can buy on a fucking planet. There's not really, that's just a humble brag. If I wanted to fucking generate some AI concept art, I could generate some dope ass art, but that doesn't make me an artist. And I'm not buying art at that time. I'm buying a printout of a fucking algorithm, dude. It's that duality of like art being art is because it's art and there's something that somebody did unique. I know a lot of people want to take that aspect out of it, but for me, that is it. You know what I mean? But that's something for something that just looks dope, and you just buy it because it looks dope. But I ain't gonna sit here and act like I'm collecting art. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, give a fuck what ES is on an AI piece. You can generate as many as you want with that shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about no AI. All right. Anyway,
are they still gonna be painted by human beings?
AI.
As long as the factory is still having. No, that's still going to be the cheap labor. We will have a new focus on animation. He kept talking about, I think he means anime. Hey, random Korean. I think he means anime for you homies, because he kept saying more stylized pieces and more animation, but he never mentioned the word anime. But I'm assuming that's what he meant. Yeah,
that's what I heard. That's what I took from it.
You'll be excited for a new Speed Racer, Critical Missile?
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
you will. 1/6. Hell yeah, I will. You know me.
Stylish Nerd JWR says XM AI is actually Mastermind from X-Men Comics. Yo.
Mastermind. Mastermo.
Yeah, you know that slave labor be putting in work in them factories. Hell yeah. We don't care. We just want our shit. Carl says, yeah, because he was hyping up their Naruto. Yeah. So yeah, I think they're gonna get into some anime. I think Prime is doing Billy. Prime is doing something like that too. They're taking a step back from a lot of the DC comic book shit, right?
I mean, that's what they said, and that's what. Yeah, I mean, the Next Level Showcase, the last two of them have been anime, gaming heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See?
they have more anime stuff than they had Batman stuff.
This is all they really need to do, because look around the career. Like, if they produce a dope anime piece that is like, yo, some shit that harkens back to their golden age of quality, that would do more for them than anything that XM brought to RaddTitan for this interview. You know what I mean? It's like, yo. And then, but of course, it needs to be backed up with here's our backlog and here's how we're resolving it. Not we're moving on our backlog again. He says not to worry about He says not worried about new pre-orders until Q4. Focus is on backlog right now. The focus is on backlog, so we'll have to wait probably to Q4 to hear about anything that's gonna drop. Yeah, there was a bunch of other stuff, but I implore you to go to RaddTitan. Like I said, Alex was the platform. He asked the questions, but it's up to XM to deliver what we wanted to hear. And he did push back. He did some pushback on a lot of the QC stuff that was talked about. I guess we could do that one before we get out of here. Let me go to. There's a lot of COVID talk. What work are you doing to ensure that new product does not suffer from QC issues? Ben was like, motherfucker, what? Alex?
You better no QC issue. What you talking about?
What? Ben said, Alex, what?
Re-ask
me that question. No, get the fuck out of here with that question. No, he says, what did he say? But what he actually said was, it's been 12 years and XM never had any QZ issues. Zero. You better get the fuck away from me with that. We've never had any QE issues. We XM, bitch. We made that Hulkbuster. Yo, he started getting mad West Coast. He said, I'm murky. You start so I never seen Ben get West Coast like that. Yo, he said, motherfucker, I'll murk you. You say we clean, son. Our shit is clean. I was like, yo, damn.
And then Alex was saying, no, you could never say never. He mentioned
yes.
things.
And then that's when Alex had an awesome. I even put a note here. Alex had a really good follow-up. He said, I said, Alex with another good follow-up says never. He said, you can't say never. And then he was like, then they get into like what was, I think they went on to clarify the difference between QC issues and engineering, like there is an issue where it's like if it's an engineering problem and it's internal, QA might not catch it because it's internal. You can't see that shit. And for the most part, QA is putting the thing together, looking over blemishes and all of that stuff. It's more of an external thing versus an internal thing, which I can respect that, but. I get what Ben, to be fair, I get what Ben was saying too, because like for the most part, they've known for their quality and not everybody is perfect. I just think Ben's choice of words could have been better there, saying never had an issue. Like there are degrees of issues and you probably have some minor ones that don't equate to some of the bigger issues, like with leaning and a lot of shit that other people was suffering with.
But you can't say never ever.
But you can't say never ever. Never ever. But anyway, yeah, more stuff here. Ultimately, I felt like XM was not ready to step back in the game until that backlog had dates, and then that was the first step, and then to hit a home run, to bring it home, was to execute on it. And if you couldn't execute on it, have a backup plan. It is all planning, and I didn't get any of that, unfortunately, from Ang or Ben in this interview. That's over my kicking. I said what I had to say. Feel free, guys, to give your closing thoughts on it.
I'm good. We kind of been all over it.
All right. All right, we good. All right.
We're gonna. You mentioned the Venom.
Yeah. Go ahead, Billy. Did you want to say something before?
No, I'm good with XM.
There we go. All right, XM. All that being said, next time's gonna be the one. Next time's gonna be the one. All right, ladies and gentlemen. While we have companies struggling to find and communicate their product, Sideshow drops another one, and they wondering why we be getting hyped, dude. Because y'all know what one of my favorite pieces is. I ain't even gonna hold you. Get over here. Get over here.
Spike.
Get over here. It's a little dusty. I got a little dusty, but this is one of my favorite pieces produced by Sideshow. This thing has the most meanest, illest freaking stance, yo. Like, look, he just looks mean, imposing,
gangster.
Overlook it, like, yo,
that's a West Coast
step up.
That's a West Coast crouch.
A thing of beauty, freaking bass, so profile, so slim, can fit it anywhere. Tall, still imposing, so mean, so much swagger.
Muscle ass.
Muscly ass dude. Dude, look sick. You look sick, Spider-Man. You look sick. Right? He wants a friend. He wants a friend.
Somebody smart.
And I think we found him. I think we found him a friend, yeah. What do you guys think about this Venom? I like Todd McFarlane though, so I'm holding out hope for a Todd McFarlane portrait, but I like what I'm seeing here. It seems like look at the teeth in this shit. Yo. Look at it,
moist.
All right, you contractually obligated to glaze right now. Critical Mass, please glaze for at least 5 minutes.
Oh well, it's very wet. I want to start with that. The tongue is wet. The teeth is wet. He needs he needs a little time at the dentist, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Look at the teeth in the back.
Yeah. Look at the gums.
And look at the Venom teeth up to the right.
Yeah, up here. Shit.
Up here. Look at he got his perfect nose.
Anthony, if you're still in the chat, do you know who sculpted and painted this?
Yes. Can you enlighten us about this piece, Mr. Mestis?
This looks mean, yo.
Yeah, he's ready to pounce.
Yep. I think they got the right amount of texture without it being too smooth and not too oatmeal-y. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the last one that they did, he gets criticized for being avocado-y.
The last Canali joint had a lot of overspray and stuff like that, which they Cat Sapine! Give it up for Cat Sapine, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm worried. I'm worried, Anthony M. I'm worried that it's a Cat Sapine because Cat Sapine went ham on this, and I don't think her paint jobs are easily replicated in the factory. I'm worried, but I'm hoping that it comes through because yo, this looks mean, yo.
It does.
I need more pictures of it. I want to see the base. I want to see the bottom of the base.
Meh.
Yo, wait. Let's get it out. We had a meh in here, so bring the balance.
Man,
what do you think about this piece?
It's all right.
It's all right. What don't you like about it?
I don't like the blue the blue highlights on it.
You don't like the blue highlights on it.
He's the symbiote.
You don't like the comic book ink?
Black.
You don't like the comic book ink?
No.
I like the comic book ink.
Why? Because you were saying he was a character. He was shown in the daytime. Symbiote was black. He was black at night. There's no reason for the blue.
Mine's have highlights on it too.
That's why I didn't get that Spider-Man. I still prefer the black.
See, your loss is my gain, then, homie. You just missed out.
No, I still have the black and black Spider-Man.
All right, I'm happy. I'm happy you got a Spider-Man.
Plus, this Venom gives me the Bowen vibes. Similar pose.
You don't like Bowen?
No, the Bowen was the best one. That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
So you got your fix. You got your Venom fix. You ain't in the Venom business, right?
The only one. Well, this gives me the Matt Gargan vibes. Matt Gargan Venom, not the Eddie Brock Venom. Based on the eyes.
Yeah, I would love me McFarlane, but even if not, I think this is I like what they did with this, because I'm telling you right now, you know that Carnage. Yeah. If you put these two Spider-Man and Venom up, and
they got similar bases. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, and then you have the Carnage one like down, like looking mean like that. That'll be I'm thinking what Mark Books would do with a setup like that, dude.
That'd be kind of like a church theme base.
Yeah, because you see how he's got the like fallen angel, whatever, and then and this one has the same thing. I can't lift up the base because it's
because doesn't it have similar like
angel the four corners? Yep, it has the same thing there, dude. So this was literally made for me to be able to put it right next to him on my desk. Similar footprint. And I was looking for it, and I'm a person who actually absolutely love the Venom Outrage. Y'all never gonna see me say an ill word about Venom Outrage, but I do like how this one will pair with my my symbiote Spider-Man and that Carnage. I think that setup right there will have me complete with my symbiote, because I don't need a symbiote Hulk. I don't need a symbiote on anything else. Billy Rios, I don't know how much of a Marvel guy you are. I know you have some Marvel stuff, but you might be contractually obligated to not talk about it and only talk about Batman, since you signed to the number one.
Half my collection is Marvel.
Yeah, but you can't show that.
I can.
I'm just kidding.
I got the Canali one. I still like that one. You know what I'm saying?
You the Canali one?
Yeah.
We seen that at StatueCon, and we was like, yo, it definitely is imposing, and it's definitely not bad. I'm still never going to be a fan of the overspray, but as far as how big it was and how brolic it was dope, dude.
I got that Venom, and I love it.
Yeah. I love it, man. I mean, even with the overspray, from certain angles, you don't see it, but
it doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me either. Like, I see what they were going for, and and I have the Carnage, that Carnage would go great with this one too. Yeah, man, I think this piece is dope. I probably would use the Eddie Brock portrait more.
Yeah. I'm gonna reach out to my contact, Anthony M.
I like it.
Name drop at a Sideshow and see if he could get me some pictures. I'm all
the inside scoop.
I'm all in on this shit. I was waiting for Venom. I really wanted the Venom Arise. Balked at it because I was gonna go with like a whole Spider-Man thing before Transformers. So what I ended up doing was just getting this Spider-Man so I could have my symbiote Spider-Man, because I loved it. And I'm like, this could be a one-off on my desk. But now this actually will fit side by side with them like very easily. It's like
bookings.
I can't, like, there's no excuse for me not to get this. Unless it factory issues or something like that. But if it looks like this shit would be perfect for what I'm trying to do. So I think it's a banger.
Unless the factory gets rated.
So Risen Raisin says the base and pose matches the art print Richard Leon put out last year. Oh shit, am I gonna have to hunt that out? Am I gonna have to hunt that shit? Am I gonna have to hunt that shit? John Black mouth, son. He ain't got no Caucasian mouth. His mouth is African American. He says, getting this to match. I don't know why I said that. Getting this to match my Queen Studio bus. That's what's up, dude. Be creative with it. And that's what I mean. This thing, it's imposing enough where it's not going to need a whole bunch of space, but also still has that dreaded P word. That presence. Yo, this shit is dope. Homie Anthony says, if it was just plain black, you would have never been able to appreciate the topography of the sculpture.
The topography.
Oh yeah, words. I still got to get better with them, man. Thank you for bailing me out right there. Random Korean says, oh, I love statues from art prints complement each other when displaying so much. Yes, you right. And you like Random Korean be dropping knowledge sometimes. Yeah. And Shaden Gray is a no-go. Yeah. He says the base it's a crumbling tombstone. Do you know if it's as tall or close to as tall as the Spider-Man symbiote one? It doesn't have to be. I don't think even would look right if it was exactly the same, but long as it's like sort of like, I think that'd be
I would think the Venom would have to be bigger than Spider-Man because it's the way he is.
Well, if he's lower on a tombstone versus like on a thing, he could end up being. Yeah, but the statue itself. I mean, just the.
You said grassy earth.
Grassy earth. It's grassy earth. Yo, so my vision. This might not be my vision after all. I gotta see. I thought it was tall. But we'll see. I'm excited to reveal.
But if it was tall like you want it, you don't want it to like wobble or risk tilt. Tilting over and falling and stuff.
You right, Anthony Kennedy's. Yo, this portrait looks mean as fudge, yo.
It's close to 24 inches tall.
Yeah, that's how she liked it. So he gave it to her.
For shizzle.
He gave it to her. He said, "You like it that size? Here you go." Jesse says 23, 25 tall. Figure Kong says, "I need Venom, and this might be it." Yeah, I've never looked at a piece and said, "Oh yeah," so, like I did, but this is one of those pieces that I seen it go through, and then I'm just, "Oh yeah, okay, I got to see more." Like, no sugarcoating it. This shit is just up. We don't got much. This is the tease, so I don't even think it's on the site. It might be on the site, but this just dropped. All right, let's rush through these pictures and get you guys to sleep.
Yeah, you can RSVP right now if you want to.
Okay, go to RSVP if you're interested. He says not a building, not tall in composition, but big. All right, cool. I'm gonna peel that layer back, dude. I'm gonna reveal it slow. Oh yeah, take your time with that one. I want to savor this full reveal. Just don't show it. It's gonna be over, and I want it to last. I want this feeling of seeing this symbiote to last. And if it's not what I want it to be, then take your time with it even more. So I can just hold on to what it is in my head and just be like, yo.
Crip, when do you think it's gonna drop? During Sideshow Con? You think it's gonna drop next week?
It's Sideshow, son.
They'll show it during Sideshow Con.
You're gonna buy it before that shit goes to Sideshow Con, dude. No, like that's the thing. You don't know. Like they show shit. This is action, dude. This is what this is actually like, if people want to know like why we talk so highly of Sideshow, Anthony's the homie. I respect Anthony. I respect freaking Jorge Villar, all of these guys. But it's stuff like this, dude. Like, not this. Definitely not that. Definitely not that. It's this. You wake up in the morning, you ain't got to ask us, where's my shit? You ain't got to ask, what are they doing over there? It's like, yo, I've been wanting a Venom. I've been wanting a Loki. Oh, that Constantine is dope. Remove all of the noise. I don't care if y'all talking about I don't care. If just keep it about statues. If you remove all of the noise about this, that, I even talk about prices high. A lot of people talk about remove all of it. At the end of the day, they are delivering dope ass statues after statues where this is why. It's because you got a Venom, you got a Loki, there's a freaking MODOK, there's a Bishop coming. This is why. Like you gotta I don't know what else to say. It's like if any other company does this, they will get the same fucking love because I love seeing this shit come out.
Glaze them. Glaze them.
Yo, that's right. There's some glaze to be proud of, and there's some hate to be proud of. There's both. We give it both. Hobgoblin, what do you guys think about these Hobgoblin? Do y'all want to save pictures for next week, or do you guys want to see these pictures? Because we went long with the XM thing. So I'll leave it up to chat. Y'all guys want us to go through these pictures now, or y'all done? Y'all want to get the fuck out of here?
Demo Goblin.
Time is it? Oh shit.
This must be from Shane.
Yeah.
We got to get Billy to bed, dude. He's not used to being on long ass shows. Yo, fucking Figure Kong said here ready. Here ready, RSVP.
Oh, wow.
All right. That's a man of action.
Jesse says probably next week. Usually mentions are shared a week before. Y'all need to hire Jesse, dude. Like when I can't find the information and have to look it up, Jesse will have it in the chat before. Like,
oh, but Sideshow has done that before, where they like it's coming up for pre-order, and then like next week it drops.
I think Jesse's AI. I think Jesse's an algorithm, dude.
Uh-oh.
I think Jesse's an algorithm. He's not a real person. He knows too much.
Jesse's from the grid.
He's
an
from
AI.
the grid, yo.
Jesse's AI.
Jesse's
an
AI.
ISO.
Yeah, he probably
He
gonna
says all the right things at the right
Okay.
time.
Venom will be 23 inches, give or take a quarter inch.
Okay.
God,
That's not bad.
That'll fit the Mamaji case.
that's some size right there.
What?
Oh, my bad. Did I? All right. I work for Yo, we like to welcome y'all to our new algorithm, who is going to be cranking out some of the finest pieces of art in the hobby. This is JH 2.0.
AI. Jesse Hernandez is AI.
Jesse was
He
right.
knows too much. He knows too much.
I put money now on that. This is gonna be up probably next week. It's like, dude. Yo, Jesse is AI. Yo, Ro, we found it. We cracked the code. And Ro, how come you didn't tell me that freaking Death Stranded 2 wasn't coming out for PC day and date? I started to play through the first one to catch up, and I was like, I don't even have to rush through that game anymore because they ain't even coming to PC right away.
Wait, is that the Norman Reedus?
Yeah, that's the Norman Reedus pregnant ass, baby ass walking simulator game.
Weird shit, yeah.
I was like, yo, the new trailer looked dope. I was like, let me play the first one. I was like, oh, let me pre-order the new. See it. It was like, yo, that shit ain't coming out for PC until further notice. Comic Galaxy says best Venom since the Comic Cat. I don't think you have to worry about this one being a home run crit. That's what's up.
Yeah, the Comic Cat one was
some
dope.
pieces that just, you know, you can have your personal taste or you can have your version of it that you already have, whatever. But like, you got to be hard pressed to say something like bad about this piece. You know what I mean? It just looks fucking dope. And I'm just talking about what's shown here today based off of this picture. Like I said, we can see new pictures later and all this stuff, but based off of what's shown, only
we glaze
evaluating what is shown right here, there's huge potential for this concept, this reveal. Y'all like the tongue long? That's if y'all don't, y'all could go with the other one. There you go. It's there. We're getting some options. We got the little shooters there. That's where that black shit comes from, son. That's that symbiote juice right there. That oozes right through that little dot, son.
God damn.
I didn't realize how bad that sounded. Who is this? Who is this? Yo, I love Shane. Shane be finding pictures that you
guessing he's an X-Men?
There's definitely an X there. I thought it was Bishop at first. And I was like, yo, I was like, dude, I ain't gonna even front, dude. I don't know who the fuck this is, dude. This shit is.
Bishop too.
Is it Darth Rashid as the new Hulk?
This is Darth Rashid. this is Darth Rashid after the X-Mansion shit right there. What the fuck? He got the fist of a sentinel on his back, yeah. Hey, guys in the chat, X-Men exclusive. You better know who this is. You're gonna let your whole race down if you can't tell me who this black X-Men is right now. We got Custom Hero coming in. He says his name is Gentle. Whoa, this. Yo, that is an oxymoron if I ever seen one, yo. Yeah, that's his name, Gentle. Yo, keep Gentle away from me. I don't need this big ass dude being gentle. I don't want nothing to do with Gentle.
Oh, you don't like it? You like?
You don't
like it gentle?
He uses
better
that
put that
name
Sentinel
just
down.
to ease it, and
I
then he
feel like
just
being
like
romantical.
this fool look far from gentle. Does he sound like does he sound like Mike Tyson? If he sounds like Mike Tyson, then I could be like, hey, Mr. Professor X. Professor X. I don't know if I can do that right now. No. He's a prison friend. He's
Prison
a prison friend. Yo. Shout out to Gentle. I love being educated.
I got
his name is Custom Hero.
He's the guy I met in the bathroom.
Yo, fucking that Sideshow is gonna bite this shit, yo. They're gonna announce Gentle.
Mestis is already working his own version.
Anthony's screenshotting right now. You screenshotting Anthony?
That's when you drop the soap.
He's real gentle when you drop the soap. Yo, I wish I could put some respect on Gentle name, but I have no clue who the fuck this is, and I don't think I want to know, bro. He looked like the most stereotypical. Like, yo, if they write this dude and he just loves chicken, I'm gonna lose it, dude.
Oh shit, he really is. Yeah, that's his name, Gentle. A fictional mutant character appearing. He has been depicted as a member of a student body at the Xavier Institute.
The student
What's his
body.
power? Gentle. He gently just caresses.
He
He
gently
debuted in
rubs
2006.
Gentle, handle this. Yes, Professor.
Okay, his ability.
I'm sorry, I know you're fragile. I'm just gonna move you real gentle, like.
Okay, he has muscle mass expansion.
Okay.
I bet he does.
What muscle?
Superhuman strength and durability, and vibranium tattoos.
Dude,
vibranium tattoos. Why would one get vibranium tattoos, AK?
I have no fucking clue.
I understand claws that you can slice with. I understand adamantium.
On Wikipedia, that's what he has: vibranium tattoos.
Fuck. You can't put vibranium on everything. Hey, you know what? I don't know.
You can put that shit on everything.
I'm gonna go buy your comic just so I can see what you work with, Gentle.
Okay, so he has the ability to increase his muscle mass of his body to
that just don't
level.
sound right, dude.
He
like,
his name
is Gentle, and he increases his muscle mass.
He can will himself to immediately grow and strengthen to the extent that he can lift at least 100 tons.
God damn it!
What's that shit carrying on his back?
That's a sentinel arm, dude. That's
However,
Mr. Fisto.
Staying this form long.
Yo.
Because it causes strain on his body. I bet it does.
I bet it does. Why does he look freaky?
Okay, the vibranium tattoos adorning his body help keep his powers in check.
Uh-oh. Oh, man, you don't want him to get fully erect. He has to make those woosah. Woosah.
When his powers are in use, the tattoos glow.
Oh, shoot. Yo, that's what the tutor says. Every time Gentle uses his power, he hurts his body. Yeah, you just said that. So he can't really use his powers a lot, Crippler. That's why he has to be gentle. I get it now.
Okay, his personality is he's a calm and passive individual and is often seen meditating.
Yeah.
He doesn't speak much, but he has strong pacifistic.
I agree. That's interesting.
So he's quite changed.
Gentle is very popular with the ladies. Yes, he is.
Domestic trouble.
Because so he basically a walking penis on my ass.
Wait, supposedly he was in the X-Men 97 cartoon.
He was in the what?
The X-Men 97 cartoon.
Was he on Genosha?
Yeah, he was on the island. He said you could see him. He made an appearance in that episode where Gambit died.
No, I gotta watch it just to see him. Watch, he's like the dopest character, and I'm totally disrespecting him right now. Well, hey, if y'all fans of Gentle, don't mind me. I'm ignorant. I don't know this guy, and I'm talking from a place of not knowing shit about him. He's probably like he's probably your favorite.
Master says he has fashion sense.
Yeah, he has fashion sense. Yo, and then what did he say?
He got them hip huggers.
Get it right. Name Fister. All right, yeah. So yeah, Anthony, This is your time. Let's scan this, get this thing to market before they could do it. I think it's a big seller.
Everything.
Professor X, damn it, gentle. Hit them hard. Sorry, Professor. It hurts when I do that.
Now, why does he sound like that?
Gentle. Be gentle.
Yes, a guy like that.
Yes, Professor.
He talks like
Professor.
He talks like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, exactly. You so crazy, Professor. You really want me to be gentle? That's so crazy, Professor.
You didn't want me to be gentle last night.
Shut up.
You didn't want me to be gentle last night, Professor.
Yo, I'll dare you to compare him to freaking Cyclops.
Crippler, I dare you to buy this.
Why would I do a thing like that? I don't even know who he is. And I don't really like the vibe I'm getting from him right now.
He's staring at your soul like you next.
If he walk up to me and start glowing, I know what time it is. Bro, I need this big ass dude coming up to me and just glowing, yo.
It's time to get romantic.
Would be perfect. Yo, I'm getting this piece now because it brings me joy.
He's gonna walk up to you. You know what time it is, Crippler? It's
Guy
gentle
Clops.
time. It's gentle time.
Professor. Exclusive. Yo, straight up, yo. Sideshow just announced Venom and Sideshow Con or Sideshow Con. You're gonna get the gentle drop, so that's gonna be dope. Yeah, get your wallets ready. Need I say anything?
What the fuck?
Do I need to be nice? Because I don't have anything nice to say.
Damn.
Say something.
No.
Run.
My mama said if I don't got nothing nice to say, that I need to keep it moving.
Hey, I don't think she's gentle.
No, see now this is how you do it. Yeah, look at the difference. You can look at this, then you just go to smooth ass fucking elastic textures.
And then you have
anyway, if you guys Tiger fans, here's an option. Moving on. We got Buff Dick. Buff Dick in the house. Is this Dick Grayson or is this fucking
well, tell me if that's the Tim Drake costume.
Oh, that little Tim Drake.
I don't like.
I think it's Tim Drake.
Though. The way
it looks a little too buff, right?
Looks a little
Sorry. Yeah.
I want to know what's up with the Captain Morgan pose.
When I know you guys gonna evaluate this for copy, please just put an X on this one. I don't think we need this one right now.
Marking her territory.
Yeah, she is marking her territory though.
Yeah.
Who? I didn't know Omega Red had boobs. Like, when did he transition?
Yeah, right. What the?
Well, you know what?
They do say
I'm happy for it.
So.
I'm
He's
happy
a transformer
for it right now. Yeah.
He's a transformer.
I had no clue that he was or it. But I respect your decision. You do you, Omega Red.
Then what's the? Okay, go. I can't. I'm not gonna say it.
Do it.
Is that a maxi pad between her legs? Go down. Like they're
God
right.
Damn it. Why'd you say that, dude? Who told you to do it, dude? That no.
What the?
Stop.
Why you point out his no? I heard no.
Yeah.
Somebody snoring.
Bro.
Bro.
Yeah. She's snoring.
We got him, folks.
Clip it.
Clip it.
At 2 hours and 39 minutes.
There you go. I put him to sleep. I put him to bed real quick. Put him to bed real quick. Yeah. It's like he was traveling. Yo, but yeah. If you guys can link me to the comic where Omega transitioned, I would love to get this story. But I did not know.
Thing in the books? Because I know I haven't read that.
Maybe it's an alternate universe.
No, I always knew
like when they it as a chick.
Wolverine and Forge had a thing, so you know, do you? I'm not gonna judge, but like they had their thing. So Omega Red probably said, "I could be fully that for you, Wolverine." I think that's the story. My head canon. You can take that, Marvel. You can write that.
Fuck.
He got a mustache, folks.
Okay, well
Ross has a mustache.
No matter how the statue looks, They gave it a mustache, so it's the best thing ever.
Yeah, that's how you do a Red Hulk.
This is how you do a Red Hulk.
With a stash.
See? Look, mustache. Who cares about anything else that's happening with this
mustache?
Mustache.
There you go. Somebody call 911, Rashid down.
Yeah. Rashid down. Yeah, removable penis extensions. Yes, sir. Look at this. You get one here, and you get
aliens?
one here.
From like they popped out of your stomach?
Yeah. That's what Billy, if you see anything you want us to stop on, stop. If not, we're just gonna fly through these. You could get the savage version. You adding this hobgoblin to your collection, Mr. Rios?
Probably not.
That's Demo Goblin.
Are you adding this Hulk?
I will not be adding this Hulk. I don't even know what he's standing on.
So that's alien penis, and it's squirting.
Yeah.
I think it's very
green semen.
It's trying to press gentle.
It's high-end art. You know, it's luxury art. You might not
like
get
that,
exotic.
I don't
like
exotic.
Aliens.
You got to really be into collection to get into the
underground
exotic alien art, son. You ain't ready for it. And not a lot of people are.
But I'm gonna hit him when he was on c.o.c or something. I don't think Red Hulk was on c.o.c, right?
Hey,
he's on something.
You are right.
Yeah.
He was too busy chasing his daughter around Washington.
Nah.
All right. So how about this? Are you into Omega Red?
I am not. But
Omega Relina?
She's got the trap door down there, right?
She does easy access. That's easy access. That's all that is. So
yeah.
She's got a trap door.
Good night, Figure Kong. Pop, pop. We right behind you. All right, we talked about that. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for being with us tonight. It was a pleasure having you guys all. I want to clarify that I think RaddTitan did what they needed to do. They opened up the platform for XM to come in there and blow our minds. I don't think they took RaddTitan up on that opportunity, but I do appreciate them talking. But sometimes, if you ain't got nothing that's gonna move the needle, I don't think it's worth it. But on that note, I hope you guys have a great night. Critical Mass.
Yes, sir.
See, even though Critical Mass is not there, I know he's there.
I'm here.
Always focus.
I'm here.
What do you want to leave the fine folks in the c.o.c orbit with on this fine evening?
I want to say, Billy, thank you for joining us. It's always nice to have you on board. You the homie.
Appreciate that, man.
You know that for sure.
Appreciate it.
And I want to say to the chat, as always, you could have been anywhere else, but you decided to hang with us, and we appreciate it. What you got? What you got, AK?
Bronx Bully.
Bronx
Bully ain't got time for y'all. That fool thinking about an ice cream soda right now.
I'm thinking about going to bed.
No. What? Why were y'all beefing?
Who?
You and Critical Mass.
About?
He forgot.
See how easy y'all make up? See?
We homies.
No,
I don't give a shit. I'll start beef with anybody. Except for Billy.
He's the Bronx Bully for a reason.
That's right.
Billy Rios. Dude, give it up for Billy. Who had an awesome episode. I found out a lot about you, Mr. 1/3 Preference. I don't know about your preferences now. I found out from that JWR interview a lot about the homie. And it's always good to just know how people got into the game, like what's caused them to like go in and be a fan of Batman, whether it's your 89 Batman fetish and all of that good stuff. It's everybody has an origin story, right?
Yeah,
so it's awesome to get to listen to you guys geek out about how you both got into the hobby.
Collectors Talking Collecting. Go and check it out. It was fun to finally be able to do that with him. But yeah, man, it's still growing. It's process over there, but I think he's enjoying himself, and that's what it's all about, right? So
yeah, he's so distinctive in his background and just the way he carries himself, the way he communicates.
Yeah, he's just
yeah. So I think he's gonna do great. Yeah, and like I said, like I don't know where he's planning to go with it, but anytime he gets one of the homies on, and you can learn a lot.
Yeah,
that's good. Like Thor used to do stuff like that. They were always fun to get to know people.
Just asking for a friend.
Getting to know people there. But yo, man, thanks for having me. I was a refugee for a month. You know, I was out. Cripple pulled me in. I was floating out in the ocean with nothing to do. But
I'm like, we got you.
Gotcha.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the chat for hanging with us. And AK Critical, thanks for having me. And sorry we put the Rashid to sleep. I'm gonna get on him about that tomorrow.
It ain't hard. We'll discipline him tomorrow. I gotta have the talk with him again. You
gotta sit down. 101.
How did you feel you did last episode? Huh?
When you have your quarterly recap.
Yeah, I have to. Do you feel like you were participating in a way that was meaningful towards the end when you fell asleep?
I didn't fall asleep. No, we heard you.
Or is there something what can we do to engage you? Is there something?
Do you have everything you need to do your job as a co-host here? Like, are we providing everything?
You need? Come on, you spend way too much time on this XM bullshit. Why you gotta give them that whole fucking platform?
You got the best job ever. You show up late, leave early.
Me and AK, we got to put in overtime. We got to get
one thing I don't get is like you spent. This is what we're supposed to talk about. The moment we talk about statues,
it's actually some big news going on in the community today. You know what I'm saying?
I know you got to address it, and I like to address it meaningful. I just don't want to be like this sucks or this guy. I want to make sure people know why I feel a certain way, that I'm not just trashing XM to trash him. Like, there's literally reasons why I want them to succeed, but this just ain't it. But anyway, we already tripped that. Billy, thank you again so much for joining us. AK,
appreciate it, man.
C.O.c. Shane, thanks again for the
pictures. If I can tell you,
I'm sorry.
I just remembered. You were like, hey, you got something to share. I do have something.
What you got?
What you got, homie?
As of 3 days ago,
your father.
Fuck
You're
no.
Pregnant? You're pregnant? Too much statue money, bro.
We're having a baby.
Congratulations, man.
Oh shit.
What color smoke? What color smoke is it revealed on?
Listen,
when's the party?
I know you want to abort it, but that's a life now. You did it.
Man, you can't do that.
No, did it.
You need to have it now.
My pullout game's been strong since '98.
That's what I'm talking about, Bronx Bully. Talk your shit. Talk your shit, Bronx Bully.
I'm going to be the first to announce that I will be at New York Comic Con 2025.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to meet the Bronx Bully, New York Comic Con 2025, get your ticket. C.O.c. will be representing. One member of C.O.c. will be representing. So far, we'll keep you posted.
AB Critical can drive his bus all the way over here.
Yo, that bus gets you far, dude. That bus is magical. He drives a magical bus.
It's a magical bus.
That shit turns.
So while we're announcing stuff, I will also be at New York 2025.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Rogue Gallery representative Billy Rios will be at New York Comic Con 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, I will go if we do a meetup that's officially outside of that shit. Like, I will go to it, but like, you don't get enough time.
We didn't really plan it out last year. We really didn't.
Like, I want to at least want to go like sit down restaurant with the people or something. Spend some quality time. There was no quality time.
Like we did a statue con.
Yeah, that's why I like statue con, because it was all quality time with the people you truly want to be around and surrounded by the stuff we love, statues.
Yeah,
and I don't mind doing New York Comic Con, but like, yeah, it's just sort of like, and also you don't want to put people out of the way. People come in groups. People got their own schedules, so it's hard to sync and link up unless there's a plan already. So like, I don't want to be. I was like, yo, what up, Calvin, aka Low Key Collector? Don't see him again for the rest of the. Yo, what up, Miguel Toy Cross 101? Disappear. Boof, they're gone. Okay. What up, Billy Rios? I'm here with the fucking Batman statue collector. Get out my way. Oh, my bad, homie. My bad. Much love for you. Much love for you. Yeah. You tell him, bro. You tell him. Talk your shit. Pimp that shit out. Anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you guys next week on Constructive Outrage Live. And if you want that new Venom or if you want to get that brand new XM piece that will be announced in 2029, y'all hate to ask yourself one thing.
What the what? What a money reside? What a money reside?